And welcome to Dicefunctional, where a bunch of friends sit around to play some Dungeons and Dragons, and we share the story with you, our wonderful audience. Thank you everyone so much for being here. We appreciate your presence, and a special warm welcome to those of you who might be tuning in for the first time. Welcome to your first taste of Fortune's Blade and this group of friends playing Dungeons and Dragons. I make no promises as to how crazy or not crazy it's going to get, because we really never know until we're actually in it. Even better, I got some great news for you. If you're sitting here and you are enjoying this content, there are a bunch of different places where you can support us and watch a whole bunch of stuff. Because if this is your first time, you're probably going to be wondering why there's a battle map that's only half on the screen, because I can never actually get it centered up right on first guess. But there it is. Look at that. Awesome. Professional productions. If you want to check out the previous episodes and adventures of Fortune's Blade, you can check us out over on YouTube. Just search Dicefunctional, and you can find all the previous adventures of Fortune's Blade. You can find a bunch of other one-shots that we've done, and you can find a bunch of gaming and art content there as well. If you prefer watching live, especially if you're doing so now, twitch.tv/Dicefunctional, where we play this game live every Saturday at around 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I have good news on both of those as well, seeing as we are getting close to wrapping up this campaign with Fortune's Blade. There's going to be another campaign, and it will be in the same place at the same times with the same folks, but with different characters. So hey, be sure to check that out. If you like that kind of thing, make sure you let your friends know what it is that we're doing here. If you're one of those people that doesn't like watching things, or let's say, you're taking the bus to somewhere, or, you're trying to pretend that you're doing important work, but you don't really want to, because, hey, who wants to actually work and do important things? Make sure you go to your favorite podcasting platform. Just search Dicefunctional, where we have our podcast feed, wherever it is that you get your podcasts, and you can listen to them all there. All the future episodes will also be there as well. If you want more information on what it is that we do when we are live, and honestly any other announcements, two good places to check us out. On Twitter, at Dicefunctional with an underscore at the end. We always announce when we're going live, and we take part in a bunch of other stuff there as well. You can check out a bunch of other tabletop RPG kind of creations and stuff like that through our Twitter, and you can go search on the Google, search Dicefunctional, where you can find our awesome website that has a bunch of information on the players, on the characters, on some of the other characters from some of our other tabletop RPG games, and all sorts of interesting things about what we are doing next. There you go. There's all the information, because we have a fight that we're literally in the middle of, and people are dying. Everywhere people die. There you go. We'll send it over to the DM. Connor, take it away!
Where we last left our group of intrepid adventurers, you all had just made your way to a town, a small town in the middle of Lucretia. You guys had noticed there was smoke coming from the actual city, the town itself, but it was apparently empty. Known by the name of Idalan, or once known by the name of Malar, this village appears to have been completely emptied out of most of its people, seemingly by an invading force no, not a meteor. By an invading force that took away most of the civilians, which you later have learned turned out to be members of the cult of Maleris. There, you met a blacksmith by the name of Haz, who was apprehensive about just letting you guys use his forge as it was his family's, and he refused to leave the village completely. You managed to get the rest of the villagers out, but he refused to go. In the process of all this, you guys began setting up some makeshift defenses, while Maddie, the group's sorceress, and also the only individual who is skilled in smithing in the entire team, began to work on the chunk of meteor that you guys had taken away, seemingly given to Mercy by a prophecy or a dream that was given to you. They had been working on this meteor for it's probably about 24 hours as of now. And thanks to a potion that was held on to, who the party's very own Haru decided to hold on to, Maddie is not exhausted, thankfully.
Yay.
The weapon is very nearly finished. You guys managed to clear away about half of the invading force, as well as the large, the large giant that was with them. But you still have the remainder to deal with, and let's get going onto that. I don't know why it's gotten so dark on this map.
Row.
Because it's night.
Row.
I was waiting. Is it I go?
No, I'm telling you something.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying, get rid of the magic people. I'll work on everybody else.
You got it, dude.
Okay. I also think you technically used your movement to get up the stairs, but like you haven't.
Yeah.
Shot
We
yet.
don't.
I wasn't in here when I moved.
But it was kind of assumed that you were going to climb up the ladder.
Yeah, so you're.
No, I wanted
Yeah.
to take the ladder.
Yeah.
I wanted to leave
The
Rudy
ladder
up
gets
there.
tossed down to Ro, and then Ro scurries away with the ladder like a rat
into the desert. This is how I turn on the party.
Oh shit.
by stealing a singular ladder.
This is
But yes, you guys kept track of your turns properly. Ro, it is
Cody,
your turn.
Cody.
Sorry to Rudy. Get rid of the magic people, eh?
Get rid of the magic users.
It shoots it right on. Turns it right on
Thank you
Rudy.
for that, Cody.
Started blasting.
You're up,
Which
Ro.
ones are the
Started
magic
blasting.
I
Turns
started blasting.
Rudy.
The gatherers, right?
Yes.
They're the
gatherers.
gatherers. They're the ones
They're the-
wearing robes. The bald ones are just
Good.
cultists.
Okay.
They have more red.
So that one's.
Dead?
This one is dead,
Mm-hmm.
I shooted that one.
and this one's also here.
Shoot this one.
Okay, roll it.
With my gun.
You have a gun?
I found it. Actually. This one is
Yep.
one. Ugh.
Wait, you have a misfire on too.
Huh? Do I? I can ignore misfire.
You can ignore
Yep,
it, right?
ignore misfire.
You can
You can
re-roll
re-roll
that.
that one. Jesus Christ! What is it?
Great start.
Next one's gonna be a 20. Don't worry.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
start to the day.
That's
Ow!
not great.
What is
Yeah.
happening?
What's
Almost.
happening?
Can I just have anything? Could you give me just anything?
You know,
Maybe it's because I'm holding
Next one's gonna be a
this.
4.
In fairness,
Oh,
I was
yes,
only
you're-
one
You're
attack.
literally holding a cursed totem.
hold the dino. There you
There
go.
you
There.
go. Jeez.
I-
Switched out.
I brought my little dinosaur by accident.
Okay. God damn.
By
That
accident.
last one hits.
Fuck. I hate it here. That's all I got.
That's
Put
fine.
him down.
No.
All right. 13 halved, 6, 8, 14. Okay.
They have resistance to piercing?
Yes. They have
Motherfuckers.
what I call it, dark devotion.
Ugh.
9. 6. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Anything else you want to do?
Roll better.
Well, okay, I can't make that happen.
Hey, I understand where you're coming from.
Yes, we get it. No, that's all I got.
Maybe it's that womb.
You need to come in there with some sage or something.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? I think Jessica needs a fucking exorcism. I think that's what they need.
Hey!
Erudite, you're up.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a fireball.
wrong.
I rolled it already. I rolled 36. I'm gonna do a fireball, 4th level, like right here to get this entire crew.
Okay. Hit. 1, 2,
Because I can't get them, so whatever.
yeah. Hit. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cultists and the 2 guys.
For 36.
36. I will
Mhm.
roll the cultists. Dexterity save.
Let me take out my.
They
that's
fail.
Cool.
The gatherers.
That means a bunch of them are gonna die. Which is the whole point.
Alright. They
And
are.
it's psychic damage, by
Good
the
to
way.
go. It's psychic damage? Okay.
It's still psychic, yeah. I haven't switched it off of psychic, so.
For those who do not know, Erudite has a bracelet that lets her change the damage type of spells she casts by using a bonus action. Alright, you knock down 7 of the cultists that are invading, and deal, you said 36?
36, correct.
36 damage to the gatherers.
It was a very, I got a bunch of 6s. I went, fuck.
Alright. End of
That's my turn.
end of your turn?
Yeah, that's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Gale is going to grab the axe, but he's gonna grab it by the hands of whatever the guy was.
He was called Mule by the men,
Mule.
but
Yeah,
we all know it's actually Kuthric.
yeah. And then Gale is going to spin around and then throw the axe to right here.
You're basically trying to block up the path.
Yeah, and if I can hit a couple dudes with it on the way, because I'm kind of surrounded at the moment.
Yeah, I'll have you roll a just like a strength check, because this is, I think oversized weapons are counted as not proficient. I think. I only knew the oversized weapon rules in Pathfinder. I don't know them in this game.
They have their own proficiencies, but oversized weapons, you have disadvantage using them.
Got it. Combat weapons, axe, great axe. Boy, sure do love having all this stuff at my disposal.
It is good.
This is not exactly accurate to what it really looks like, but it will do for the purposes of putting something on the map.
All right, so you said just a strength check.
Just a strength check.
All right. Oh, I'm gonna take the 19. So that's 19 plus
Whoa!
9 for 28.
Gotcha. That will do for a quick little thing. 19 plus 9, 28. Okay, so we'll say that will hit the guys around it.
Cool.
As you land a strike upon the guys nearby, you realize that it actually discharges slightly as you hit them.
Okay.
And the damage that it begins to retain is a little bit less, as it looks like Mule was essentially the producing the charge for it.
That's fair.
And since he's dead, it's not staying.
That's fair.
But you do still hit, we'll say, the 4 around you.
Good shit.
So I will have you roll 9d6.
9d6. Let's roll. $35 damage.
35 points of damage. This is going to result in a bunch of dead men.
Cool.
And I'll lock that in place so I can't accidentally hit it. Okay. Minus 36. Minus 36. Minus 36. And minus 36. 4 more dead cultists.
Cool.
You are knocking
to
the numbers down more and more.
Down
Awesome.
to 14. About.
Is that my entire
12.
action, or is that just one attack?
We're gonna call that an entire action because
I
it
figured.
really. I don't know. It was kind of one of those weird improvised things that you do, Jace.
Yeah, I know. There's lots of those.
Yeah, there are.
And it's only gonna get worse. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep marking those down as dead while I do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, perfect. I can remind me, guys. I cannot add any more cultists onto the map. But those are the remainders.
Got it.
Okay. Nice.
So you still have movement if there's anything you'd like to do.
Tell you what, Gale is actually gonna move right here. So there's literally like only one way that these guys can go that they're not gonna have to contest Gale.
Yeah. Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, actually, no, because the corpse is in the way. Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
We're playing defensive lineman here. We're
Yep.
ready. Let's fucking go.
Mercy, you are up.
Well, since a lot of them have been knocked out, I'm very much less stressed. Side note, Jill does not think I'm as funny as I am.
True.
But, you know, I'm a paladin. I do one thing and I do one thing well.
Do a hit.
I do a hit.
Do the hit.
And I'm less worried about trying to get out of the position I'm in since
Which one are you gonna hit?
one on the right first. That's a 19 on the die.
Hit.
Fuck.
He dead.
You're welcome.
That was max rolls.
That's
on the
literally
first.
max damage on my.
Fucking
I
hey,
mean,
man.
he's deceased.
Mercy,
I love
the
it.
I don't
uppercut,
even. I don't
just
even
the
need to check
uppercut
it.
just splits the guy in half.
That's good.
All right.
Great.
Fuck.
That's gonna be the best roll I do all night.
Good.
Hope y'all are ready for that one. And now I'm gonna attack the other one. 14 on the die, plus 11. So, unless a 25 doesn't hit.
No, it hits.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, see, there
That
it
was
is.
literally
It's
minimum
not
on
like-
every
That's what we
single
expect.
die.
This is the pendulum. It went.
You. At least
I
you
can
can
do
roll
that.
every
Hold
one
on.
of those.
I have a
slashing
premonition.
damages.
Jess is gonna roll damage in between those two numbers for the rest of the session. There we go.
Probably.
I'm prophetic now. Done.
Yeah.
I've never seen that in my life.
I have.
Incredible.
Jeez.
Hey,
we've all seen
anyone
it now.
listening? Anyone listening for the first time? This is my luck so bad that we're having to give me a special type of boon in campaign 2 for this reason.
It's just impressive.
You could re-roll
Yeah.
every single die.
Re-roll them all.
Still not great, but
No,
better.
see, here's the thing you joked about. Re-roll them all. You basically re-roll them all
Well-
except for the enchantment dice.
Yeah.
So that is 14 slashing, and then 1 psychic, 1 radiant. 16
Can't-
total.
I take it he's still alive.
Yes, of course. He's still alive.
But your minimum damage will probably kill him. To be fair.
He literally watched you split his friend in half, and you turned to him and gave him a paper cut. You're like, get it down.
He probably just tripped over a rock that's underneath his foot, and that somehow caused Mercy to miss him.
I don't actually know. 20 to hit?
Hit.
Ah, that's better.
That's much better.
He dead now.
Rolled
Now
it.
he's
Now
dead.
he's
I
dead.
can. Hold on. Hold on. I still want to do it,
Okay.
but there we go. Yeah.
That should too.
Just to make sure.
I have to, you know, keep things clear. So they're both dead?
Yes, they are both deceased now.
Cool. I'm gonna move. 25. Not much. Just gonna move back here and stand right around here. So that way I can run interference no matter which way they go. That's it. That's what I got. You guys
Gotcha.
are welcome for the wonderful rolls.
Oh, and just for point of order, Gale does have the hammer out instead of the spear.
Okay. Deah, you are up.
There's just one little guy that I can hit and see. So we're gonna run up and do that. I'll throw a booming blade on it just in case. I can never remember where the attack action is. Does the 20 hit? Okay, good. Where's my sneak attack damage? Solid. Is he still
And
up?
Deceased.
Yeah.
All right, so in one swift round, Roe begins to lay down covering fire on a few of the gatherers that are off in the distance. Erudite casts a modified fireball into the crowd and knocks down a bunch of their men. Gale picks up the great axe that was being wielded by the giant and swings it, knocking several men back down onto the ground and effectively cooking them as the electricity courses through their body, just like you toss them into a bug zapper, while Mercy quickly cuts through two men next to her, and Deah strides up behind one man and goes stab, 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 and just kills him. You are down into single digits for the regular cultists.
Oh yeah.
Yep, you're in single digits, so it's 9. Okay. You're also aware there are no more guys who are here in the area with you. They're just outside. Maddie.
Yes.
So you are within your little hut. You can roll a Smith Tools check to see how you do.
It's advantage, right? Because
No,
no,
remember
Advantage.
you
Advantage.
advantage.
at advantage.
Because at advantage. Because as of now, that potion of vitality got rid of all your points of exhaustion.
I didn't say disadvantage. I should have.
You
Oh,
did
She
say-
said it's
okay.
advantage.
Oh, it's
not
advantage. Got it. That makes sense.
We all
I'm
got
not gonna lie, I heard disadvantage too. I'm sorry.
It's advantage. No,
Like-
at
I was like,
advantage.
I was like, it's an at advantage. Okay. Dear God, it's okay. Let me see. What roll is? Oh, that's bad. That's even worse. That's the same number.
I'm glad
Oh.
to see that your luck has not changed from last
None.
section.
I'm not sure how you did that, but you did that. You keep on going. You have your bonus action. You can cast a spell if you'd like. It's up to you.
I don't think I can see this far, to be honest.
It's 80 feet out. I mean, you're able to see them because there are fires currently, so that does help.
I don't really have a spell that goes that. No.
Cast
I have
immolation
one.
on
Spiritual
Gale.
weapon is. Your spiritual weapon's also up, but there's no guys near.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I wouldn't know within like, I'm reading the card about the movement for the. Yeah, I can't really move it until something comes up. I can randomly cast Firebolt at something.
You could do that. You could do Quicken Spell and cast Bigby's Hand if you want.
But then I know. I forgot the spiritual weapon's not concentration. Yeah, sure. Okay, why not? I'll just summon Bigby's Hand. But I don't know where. I guess in front of the wall, I'm assuming. What's the? Oh, it's 120 feet. Oh shit, I
Yeah.
could.
Yeah, your range
Fun.
on Bigby's Hand is more than large enough.
Okay, I think I'll just use it on the first guy, whatever I see. I don't know which cone she can see from.
Yeah, let's see, because your cone is basically, just so I can restate this, your cone is effectively just like here.
That wall.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
like it's from there to there. So that's your cone. So really, you could see out past that point because they are carrying torches, and there's a giant fire.
Is there still a pit, or is it just filled with bodies at this point?
It is completely filled with bodies.
Ew. Hmm.
Yeah, this has become a charnel house essentially.
I forgot the bodies. Nah, I'll just hit somebody that's up front first.
All right, just gonna pummel someone with Bigby's Hand.
Can she
Yes.
differentiate between the like? Is she far enough that she can differentiate between the magic people and the Oh my god.
Oh
By
my
the
God.
magic people and the regular cultists?
I do not know.
I don't
Okay.
think so.
That's fair.
I don't know if she can even see any of the gatherers.
I think in character, I wouldn't know because I'm
That's fair.
working. So
Yeah. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, that's a good point. So yeah, it's up to you. If you want, you could even just like a roll like a D11.
I forgot
And-
how to attack his big beast hand.
We made an action for it. Remember?
Was it an action? Oh, I did.
Clenched fist, grasping hand, stuff like that.
Is it clench fist?
That's a
Okay.
punch.
I think that was it. I roll. What does it say? Okay.
It's a 23 to hit. So you just quickly summon in Bigby's hand and have it go, and just sock one of the individuals that you cast it nearest to. So I'll just say it's gonna be the Gatherer.
Okay.
Nice.
Bloodied. Haru, you're up.
Alright. Sees that is not going to stand out in the middle of the open on this turn just to heal Gale because that's stupid for being blind. So he's going to take cover behind the body for now. And then Celestial Spirit,
There's a dog here.
it's gonna fire at the closest target to, I guess, the entrance. Whichever one you deem that to be.
I mean, let's see. You're just gonna target a cultist?
Yeah, because
Okay.
its orders are to just target at ones that are inside, or barring that, ones that are closest
Outside?
to the wall, or ones that are splitting off to try to come
He's
back.
he's close to the wall. That one right there.
So, I don't think a 12 hits.
It does not.
27 for 16 radiant. 29 for 14 radiant. 29 for 14 radiant.
All right. So the first two kill this guy, and the second one wounds this one very badly. And then one of them just misses.
Yeah. It got the really high attack rolls and damage rolls out, like, early. That is my turn.
Gotcha. Okay, it is the cultist's turn. What would be the best way of doing this?
Is the fire still up, by the way?
We'll say it's still it's like smoldering. It's not as bright,
Yeah.
but it's still there.
So you can see through it now.
Yeah, you can see through it. It's
Okay.
not really gonna do damage though,
Oh, yeah, no. I was just more wondering what,
lighting wise.
yeah, lighting-wise and obstruction-wise, what it was going to be.
No, I get it. One of the gatherers points towards the most wounded cultist here, that guy, and then points at the axe, and the cultist just runs and leaps onto the axe flat, and you watch as he just goes and lays a body bridge across the actual axe itself. He is dead. And then they're pretty limited by movement. So 45, then he can make a little 5-foot step here. Across to you. And Here. That counts as 25 for you. And then sadly, that is 5 feet. He'll step slightly out of the way. One of them does provoke your attack of opportunity.
Yeah. And they're the only ones moving?
The other ones will start moving towards it, but the issue is they're not going to be able to go through it and make an attack, so I'm handling them first.
Okay, yeah, so they're just too... The other ones are just too far away. Okay, cool. I will attack the one with my reaction attack of opportunity. That's an 18 on the die, so that's going to hit.
Gotcha.
That's 6 on the damage die for that, plus hold on, 6 7 13 plus 5 necrotic.
Okay. 5 necrotic. Cody, what was the total?
If none is resisted, 18 total.
18 total. He's still standing.
Got it.
Whoops. I actually typed in 187 instead of 18.
I did 187 damage that turn. I'll take it.
No, you didn't.
Just
He's still
vaporize
standing
the guy.
just barely.
Well, actually, as soon as he would have left if he would have left the radius, I would have hit him within my 5
and then
feet
he
and he wouldn't have
stops.
moved. Yeah.
So he would have been there by the time he's moving out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah.
So they are just on you. That's it.
Yep.
So Gale's their target in this case.
Cool.
I think
Cultist
mine's-
slap.
Both will hit.
Both will hit. Okay. You take 18 points of damage total.
Deuce to 9.
And these guys are going to move over here.
Oh, they're part of the cheerleading squad. Human pyramid.
See, funny enough, you're not too far off as a bunch of them kind of start crowding up against the wall, making essentially like a slope of bodies.
Well, that ought
Like World War Z.
Like like World War Z, yes.
that automatically makes them the target for the celestial spear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Gale.
yes.
You think it's gonna get to the celestial spirit? That's cute.
It ain't gonna make it that far, buddy.
Yeah. Gale sees it. Gale's gonna call it out.
I mean, I can see from the top.
Yeah.
I'm on
Yep.
a roof,
But
so I
Gale's
can
still
see
gonna
it.
yell. There are people who
Yup.
can't see, so we can't
That's
all
fair.
be on top of a building right now.
Fair.
Some of us are just
Gatherer's
bleeding into the
turn.
pool of blood that's
Some of us aren't
existing right here.
ranged
They-
fighters.
They both scuttle up onto the wall.
Scuttle.
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 Scuttle's a good word.
Scuttle's a great word.
Good word.
Connor, why did you say that so offended, like we had disagreed with you?
No, I didn't say. I'm not offended.
Great word.
I'm defending
What are
it.
you
It's a great
talking
word.
about?
It is a great word. Word of Scuttle. New spell.
Nice.
It
Power word scuttle.
It's an advanced form of spider climb. There you go.
Ugh. Gross.
You just crab walk up a wall.
Yeah, Charlie asked how tall the wall is.
10 feet.
I was correct. Okay, good.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be the smartest thing for them to do. They'll both cast Bones of the Earth. And they can put down 6 pillars that are 30 feet tall, 5 feet in diameter. And they're basically just going to make a wall to prevent the spellcaster from raining hell on them.
Okay.
Connor, are you drawing a line so we can see visually where it's at?
I'm working on it.
I was asking, not telling.
And I
go.
see through walls. Random question.
Did you say can
I
you
see
see through
through
walls? No.
Did I get that? Do I have that ability right now?
Yeah.
I just asked somebody and they said yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
halfling
no.
X-ray vision.
What is the
Come on.
range on halfling tremor sense?
Yeah. I'm actually Daredevil. I don't have to be able to see.
Halfling echolocation.
Unfortunately for him, Fireball, you do not have to see the point you're doing it at.
Yes, it
No, you
travels
don't.
in a line.
Yeah, but it doesn't say you have to see the point. It just says a
If
point
it
you
travels
choose.
in a line, yes, you do.
It says a point you choose. It does not say anything about having within your range, your eye range. That's it. It literally does not say you have to see it. I'm just saying. I mean, if you decide I have to see it, that's fine. Whatever.
Yes, you
I don't
have
care.
to see it.
Okay, fine. I'm just saying it doesn't technically say that.
I don't care what the rule lawyer says. No.
Okay. I will fight. I will not fight you.
We will fight. Physical confrontation.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. 5, 8. Put it here. 9, 10, 11, 12. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, good. All right. That will be the end of their turn so far. He's dead. Ro, you're up.
Well, if I can't see through walls, what's the point? Disappear and fly?
Okay. Fuck. I can't seal the door.
You can always hold it until someone comes over.
They're not gonna come over. They put it there to hide. They're cowards. I mean, is this little fella? What's he up to?
Little fella? Oh, he's
Little
dead.
fella.
He's dead as
Okay,
hell.
I can't
Sorry.
There's no marker on
There's
him.
no marker.
I apologize. I missed that marker.
I mean,
There you go.
there are the ones next to Gale. 2 of them are
Yeah,
still up.
these two right here.
Yeah.
He's dead.
I miss magic men. Fuck. Okay, fine. I will shoot one of the regular, not magic. I guess.
You sound so disgruntled about that.
Yeah.
I have
I'll
an
go
idea.
for this one. Better rolls, please. I don't know. What
That
hits
will
on
hit.
this. Okay. And then I'll.
Which one are you
I'll
going for
do-
first?
That's why I paused and I marked it and I waited.
Right there. Okay.
Yeah.
No. I missed it. My brain's not working right.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll do. How many attacks I need to do? 'Cause I don't know how much health. And then fuck it. Those all hit. Bop. Ugh.
Ah. Ah.
Ah.
17, 22, 15.
Scoot my boot.
Here.
The other
1,
side of-
2. He would be gassist. He's dead. And I'll say the attack will carry over to the next one. He is dead as well. Boom, boom. All right. Mercy and Gale, you guys are you're standing in a literal pile of corpses.
Yep. And a lot of my blood.
And a lot there.
And yes, and a very good amount of Gale's own
There's
blood. As you're
a lot
hurt,
of-
aren't you?
Yeah. There's a lot of blood everywhere.
Mercy goes swinging. Mercy goes swinging. Gale, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to kill a lot of them.
All right.
But I don't know how we're gonna get to them.
Let me just make sure the range.
Because I can go around.
I've done my DM. How
You're
quick do
already
you want to get
bleeding.
there?
Gale, I can get there on my own. I have the movement.
All right, fine.
At least I think I do, don't I? 40 feet doubled, so
80.
I can't get there in 80 feet. We have a problem.
And you also have your extra action too, if you really need it.
I don't think I will.
Let me see.
Yeah,
If
no,
didn't
I can-
accidentally right-click things.
I can personally get to them on my own. I can get to the back.
Where is it? Oh yeah, I'm fine. Okay.
But if you can get up on the wall and fuck with the spellcasters.
How tall are the pillars?
30 feet.
I believe
30 feet.
30 feet. Let me do what I'm gonna do, and then we'll see if. we
Yeah,
need
yeah.
it.
You do your thing. Yeah, you do your thing first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it my turn?
Yeah. So we got talking about the wall.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I see the
Break
pillars.
it.
I'm not gonna break it. I have a question.
Hmm.
If I do the bracelet thing, and it has 2 different types of damage, would it only go to one of the types, or what?
It would basically be one of the types. As
Can I choose?
You can select which one it will replace, sure.
Okay.
But it was always intended to be something like you are just swapping out a damage type.
Okay, that's fine. Then I will choose for it to replace the cold of Ice Storm. Because Ice Storm does a cylinder of 40 feet over.
Yep.
So it'll go over the cylinder. So I'm just gonna do it on the other side, the side that I can't see of the cylinder. So she'll just center it like here, like right above. Like, cause I can't see it, so she'll just center it on the wall. And she'll just do it here, and it's going to be 20 feet around it. And I think they all have to make Constitution save. Hold on, I'm going to put down the thing.
It's hard to remember which is which.
Yeah,
Ice Storm,
no, it's just-
Sleet Storm.
Mm-hmm.
cast spell. Okay, we'll just
That's
do that.
why we do the cards.
Yeah,
Dex
So-
save.
dex save. So they all have to make a dex save, and it does 2d8 bludgeoning and then 46 cold. So it's going to do it on the cold. I'm going to replace the cold with psychic.
Okay.
And it's difficult terrain for everybody.
It's a dexterity saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Great, whatever. 6, 10, 14, 15 cold, 15 psychic. And then 3, 8, 11. Michelle's gonna remember this. 11. So 11. It's 11 bludgeoning. I don't make sure of this. I'm pretty sure this is an evocation spell. Because Michelle keeps forgetting a thing I have as an evocation wizard. And it's really
Conjuration.
No, it's a never mind then. Shit. Oh well. It's not been important until now. Then 11 bludgeoning, which I think is halved for the spellcaster dudes.
Mhm.
And then 15 psychic.
Standing. 15. Still standing. And then it was 11 and what was it?
11 and 15, so 26 total
Okay.
without.
All right. Whoops. Nope. All right. They are effectively deceased. All right. Don't think. Yep, there are no other members of the cult. All right. So they are off the board. And your turn, Gale.
All right. Thing is, I have no fucking idea what transpired on the other side of the thing. We're gonna
You would have basically seen like a cloud appear.
Yeah.
You would have heard a couple of, and then that would have been it.
Yep. So, seeing as the fire is just smoldering, I'm not gonna get hurt by it. I'm gonna move here. And then, Gale is going to attack the wall and the pillars and try and send them forward, into where we're going.
Okay, so you're trying to do a lumberjack, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm trying to think of how this would be done.
You have multiple actions.
Like you have
in your
siege weapons,
attack.
don't you?
Yeah.
If
yeah,
you
hammer's a
if
siege
you
weapon.
break, I kind of, if I might suggest, if you can break the base of the pillar as your first attack and then your second attack, use
You
it
just
to
push
make
it.
a combat maneuver to shove.
Yeah, that's what I think would be your best option there. So
Yep.
yeah, make an attack first.
I'm doing a reckless, so I want to see if I can 20. Nope. But a total of 18. I'm assuming that hits a stationary object.
Do you need to ask that kind of question to me?
Look, I don't.
The answer is
I don't know
no.
what you're setting the DC as. I don't know what
I
goes on in
can't
your
set
brain.
the DC. It already
an-
has a stat of
it's an
AC
AC of
5.
Okay, good. So that's
5.
there you go.
So yeah, what's your
so it's
damage?
14 for the weapon damage, and then 3 necrotic. So a total of
3
17.
necrotic.
Yep.
The 17.
Well,
So you're using your hammer, right?
Yeah, hammer.
Okay, so the
28
the
weapon,
damage-
3 necrotic,
20
is 31.
okay, so you would hit its hit points by 1 point,
Cool.
because the pillar has 30 hit points. So you would be able to like smash into the lowest section of the pillar enough to the point where it begins to fall over, and now you're gonna need to make an athletics check.
Athletics check. Well, that's a natural fucking 20. Plus 9 for 29 total. Yeah, Gale is just gonna just cross-check. I'm gonna smack my mic too. Cross-check the actual pillar itself and send it flying right at whatever those guys are, trying to do.
All right. It's this one right here.
Yeah.
Okay. You send it forward, and it goes and crushes a bunch of corpses of cultists,
Yep.
which are now just paste.
Perfect. Are there any of them over there that are alive?
If they were, they're not anymore.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
Let me just delete this one then.
Hold on, then I have. All
And
right.
I mean, I'd say, given Gale's height and the diameter of the actual pillar, you'd have enough height to like kind of at least do like a quick hop and then hoist yourself up onto the wall if you needed to.
Yep. Up to, would I be able to get up to here, or would it be like here?
You'd
Right there?
basically be on the wall.
Okay, cool.
So.
Yep. Gale's gonna be up and right next to this guy.
Yep.
Are we just at the magic people at this point?
Yeah.
Cool.
Actually,
All right.
because Gale can see these two left.
That's fair. Mercy, you're up.
I can't get to them.
They're only 10 feet up.
Are they 10 feet
Yeah,
up?
it's 10
You
feet
could
up.
probably follow Gale as well.
I don't want to try to get past Gale and armor. Logistically, that doesn't make sense.
No.
Maybe some
Also,
armor
it's difficult
over
terrain there. To be fair, it's also difficult terrain there because of
yeah.
I have mobile. Difficult
Yeah.
terrain means nothing to me.
No, I know. Oh, okay.
I
I know that.
also hover a few inches above the ground, so it does not affect me either.
Mercy and Deah sprinting across rocky terrain.
30, 25, 10. That's 65. I can do that. and get on this side of him.
Bonk him in the noggin.
I'm gonna bonk him in the noggin.
Real hard.
Bonk.
I was gonna
Send
get
him
in
the horny
between them,
job.
and then
Bonk
I
the
remembered if
horny
I missed that you have advantage on me.
Bonk.
Exactly. Here's
Only
Johnny.
melee.
I said bonk. I did not mean low bonk. I meant high bonk.
Does a 16 hit?
No.
Again!
I'm just gonna.
Again!
What's that movement?
Does a 30 hit?
Yes.
No.
None of that can be re-rolled,
And one more hit.
but 18 total after resisting the slash.
And for Spice, because if I didn't hit on a 22, I have questions.
Do you need to ask me that question?
No.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm dumping a second level Divine Smite because I want to
Okay.
make sure he's fucking dead. Hi, Hoods.
Baby.
You can re-roll
Gonna
a
go up a
d6.
6. That's better. And second
Two.
level Divine Smite. That is.
Well.
What the
Not
fuck
great.
is that Divine Smite?
That is
19
bad.
slashing capped 9, and then for psychic 9 radiant for 22. So 18 and 22 damage.
You said how much? How much was it again?
40 total.
40 total?
Yes, after taking into account the resistances.
Okay. He is dead. With one quick whiff, you stab him two more times, and he is deceased. All
Got
right.
it. One
Deah.
left.
Yay.
Yay. I gotta go over here so I can see him. And I'm just gonna shoot a bunch of Eldritch Blast. I think that would be the most efficient way to go about this. 2, 3.
Oh, no.
I'm
I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him off the wall.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so the
So-
first two hit, the last one doesn't.
Okay. So that's like 8 damage total, but I'm pulling him 10 feet forward so that he takes fall damage. And I know
He falls 10 feet, which is 1d6. So, actually, let me double check his health.
because he was already hurt, yeah.
He's quite hurt, I will point out. It- oh, that's 2d6. I need 1. No, not 21. Just 1. Okay, well. Alright. He falls to the ground.
Yeah, man.
He's still up, but man, he looks bad.
I don't have any bonus actions, so.
Okay. Maddie, you're up.
I don't know which body is it. I can't tell what's dead or not. I don't know if I can see that.
I don't know if you entirely can.
I don't think
might
most
be
people on the field
just-
right now can see it.
Yeah,
Let me
it might
see.
be just out of your phone.
There's
It would.
a wall here.
Yeah, the wall would be the big issue. I'd say like. I will say you can make a range, like if you're gonna do like a range attack. Oh, there's a kitty. If you can make like a firebolt attack, but you will have like a penalty, or more accurately, he'll have an improvement to his AC just because he is kind of in an awkward spot.
Because he's covered.
At least partially. Like he's gonna get like partial cover, I'll say.
I'm still gonna roll
Yeah.
a firebolt though.
So partial cover is 2.
Half cover
His
is
AC initially
2.
is 18.
You hit. I think you killed him. Nice.
Yeah. So there's Deah, you have cast Eldritch Blast upon this man, yanking him forward onto the ground, and he staggers his way back up when a hand pokes out of the wall and goes. Ah!
That's my girl.
Oh, my
and
God.
he is deceased. And with that, you guys are officially out of combat as the entirety of the cultist army has been dealt with. I won't call it an army. No, it's not really an army, but still, it's the best word I can think of.
Squadron.
Wait, I didn't
Squadron.
roll my smithing
You're
tools.
smithing? Yeah, roll the smith.
Plenty of time now.
Yeah,
Fine now.
we're good to go.
This is
Take all the time you need, buddy.
Let's see.
God damn it.
It's still advantage, isn't it?
If
What happened to your numbers?
Should I take back the Desna butterfly I handed you?
Like I said, cursed.
I'm not cursed.
Your family's cursed.
I'm not. No. I'm fine.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
you know what
I
I
have a
was
cat. How can I be cursed?
contemplating?
It's a great kitty.
If he was still up, I was contemplating going in with a bite attack.
Haru running in as a fox,
Rawr.
going for the kill steal.
I'm glad Maddie
Because
got
the
it.
probably-
little fox.
I- Probably would have missed, and then just the celestial spirit just like shoot.
My favorite
But-
thing is my favorite thing about this is Maddie like just. Oh shit!
Well, more of like I think she would have seen Deah trying to kill, and she kind of just like.
We're not having another bush fight.
What did
Going
I say
back
about
to
one
it.
v
And then
one?
just going back to it is my favorite. My favorite.
We're not
part.
having a wall fight here.
My bush fight senses are tingling.
So
How did you?
you all have managed to discard of the entirety of the cult of Maleris group that was trying to invade, and now the night is empty except for this slight crackling sound of fire and the ting, 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 ting.
Two things. I can set up the mansion again if anyone wants. Do we want the mansion this time? I don't know
I'm
when
not
you use it.
done.
I mean, it's up for 24 hours, so
Yes,
after you finish.
guess what's
Oh.
happening there, buddy?
In character, Mercy's looking at the pillar Gale knocked over and made meat putty out of people.
Hmm. What?
Have I mentioned you scare me recently?
I don't think so recently, no.
Her paste.
It was a big pillar.
Ugh.
Actually, she's gonna climb up to the top of the building again.
Mercy's just gonna climb down because she can't keep looking at the meat paste.
I want to see if I see anybody, see invisibility, if I can see, like, another sensor. I don't know if I have it set up today,
Check-
though. I think I do.
Yeah, check if you have it prepped.
I usually do, because I'm pretty good about Yeah, I always have it prepped because of fucking LaCroix. Honestly. Yeah, I'm gonna pop see invisibility.
Okay. You would see there's another sensor here.
Dispel it again.
Okay. It goes-
Actually, no. Actually, before I dispel it, do I see where it is?
Yeah.
Where, like,
It's in
I
the
was
sky.
like, Mercy, do you want to leave a message to your father before we turn it off?
Middle finger up in the air.
That's what I
Immediate.
thought. And then she dispels it.
He can keep sending them. He's just sending his people to slaughter. Literally, in the case of Gale, it looks like a meat shop.
You ever think that's what he wants?
Oh, that's
Me?
This
possible.
whole thing about like sacrificing people and the whole thing. And we just keep killing the ones he sends us.
Yeah, maybe we should leave one alive and question them next time.
Getting back to humanoid form, I was just gonna say, Gale, get over here.
I'm gonna take a nap. And Gail's just gonna kind of go over here and just lay down.
Wait
Well,
until I put up a mansion.
While I
At least
still
you could sleep in your
haven't
garden.
I'll go there in a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We summon the mansion and
Yeah, I'll summon the mage now.
The entire team group effort pulls him
You-
into.
I think Mercy can drag Gale without needing help. If we
Probably.
needed to pick him up, whole
I
team.
will summon the mage.
How much can you carry?
I said drag, not carry. That is a significant
How much can you
difference.
drag?
First of all, you're getting 2 third-level cure wounds with enhanced cures. So I'm just gonna add them together. So 62 healing.
Cock,
All
Jesus,
right.
cock.
Nice.
We do love
Second,
it. We do
the
love
Celestial Spirit is still up. It is a size large creature and it has 16 strength, so it can carry Gale.
This floating celestial comes down to Gale and just goes.
Actually, it
And
can
just starts
also heal
dragging
you a
him
bit.
through the ground.
Put it bluntly,
Let me read.
I cannot carry Gale's weight. I already knew that.
Yeah.
My carrying capacity is 270.
Yeah.
I believe. Celestial
But
Spirit-
you can drag things that are significantly heavier than you if you put something under it to remove the friction. That's how science works.
True.
The Celestial Spirit also has healing, and Gale, you're like the only one injured.
I am just now not bleeding.
Jesus, man.
Yeah, I think you are literally probably the only one
So-
with damage.
It also
That-
heals you 16.
That lightning
Thank-
giant fucked you up.
Yo.
It wasn't even the lightning giant, it was you grabbing the fucking axe.
You know what? It
No,
was a
well-
good idea at the time.
Well, no, the axe in general, because it only did lightning
Yeah.
damage.
Hey, I thought you said for a minute, instead of saying grabbing the fucking axe, I thought you said grabbing the fucking sacks. And I was like,
Yeah. Gale's a bard now.
I love the fucking sax. It's a very specific kind of sax.
I'm going to point out to everybody. My brain went to nutsack.
Oh,
not
yeah, no, I saw-
saxophone.
I
yeah,
saw your
can see your
face.
face. However, I like saxophone better. It's funnier.
It's funny.
Also, some people in this group, I think, played sax, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah,
Orcs.
big 2 of you.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Midwesterners.
The battle is
Oh,
over.
God.
Gale, you have been healed a fair amount. I think you're still technically bloodied.
I am not bloody.
Oh, you're just over
I
bloodied.
am just over half.
And all of you now get to look at this absolute destruction you have wrought. About 50 men and 1 giant and 3 spellcasters, all just laid to waste at by your hands.
Is the axe, does it still have energy in it?
So you would actually watch that as the axe lays there, as it is actually like right near the fire. The crackling starts to die down, and you'll see that the red slick blood that was on the entire axe begins to dry and crack, and eventually it starts to fall away, and it's just a giant axe essentially.
Okay, cool. I was gonna say, if it wasn't, Gale was just gonna throw bodies on it until it discharged. Gale's going to
Like
take
putting
the
a screwdriver on a capacitor.
axe. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, Gale is going to take the axe.
Okay, it is bigger than you.
Yep,
It's also not magical anymore.
that's fine.
So basically, it was just an axe that was coated in blood that he was using to charge it.
That's fine. It's still
But
a
you
really.
now have a
That is a lot of really nice material, though.
yeah, it's a giant fuck off axe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So it was his blood making the axe magical?
Yes.
Does his blood still have magic?
Does his blood still have magic in it?
Yeah.
How much is left?
We're gonna take it for everything it's worth. I don't know. Good. Do you want to find out?
Might as well. Mercy's bored. She didn't take any hits. If she gets
Okay.
shocked, it happens.
So, you'll basically need to make a check to try and salvage some material from his corpse.
This is not gonna end well. I've never done well on this a single time we've done it.
You know,
You can do.
that would expect.
Hey. What's
What?
the goal?
It's survival.
I believe in
I don't.
you.
Oh, I have disadvantage. Hold on.
Two nat 20.
I got a 13 and an 18, so 14 total, so.
That's not bad.
No?
So you would be able to kind of like you salvage through one of the nearby houses, and you kind of like you find a clay bowl and you drain off some of the blood into the bowl, and you will note that it doesn't appear to be coagulating, not right now, but it kind of clouds slightly is the best way of describing it. Like, you know how like some material will get like a bit of an odd color to it, but only in certain spots. It starts to kind of cloud over a little bit.
Oh, this blood's doing weird things.
Sick. I love that for you.
Maddie,
Yes.
the sword is finished.
Oh, God, even with that bad roll, okay.
I mean, it was just a matter of time. Really, the rolls beforehand were determining whether the sword was done before the fight or after the fight. And then I was having you roll during the fight to see if you got enough natural 20s to finish it during the fight. So, but the sword is complete.
Oh, God, I hate it so much. It's done.
You want to join Gale on the ground?
Yeah.
Maddie's currently trapped in a wall.
Be free, Maddie, so she can go lie on the ground with Gale.
Wow, you're gonna do
You're
a cool
muted,
parkour
Michelle.
trip to get there.
You can just and take the wall off
Yeah.
because she's trapped
Oh,
like
Big
behind a
Beast
wall. Yeah,
You
use
have
the big beast hand and
Celestial
just.
Spirit and
Big
Big
Beast
Beast
hand
hands.
just like destroy the wall.
Yeah, Big B's hand just comes over and then just yanks the wall down.
Bigby's hand tore down the wall.
No.
Stop it. Mr. Bigby's hand, tear down
And
this
then-
wall.
I like the idea that once the wall breaks, Maddie kind of just like fumbles and then Bigby's hand kind of catches it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's so tired.
You want to go in the mansion? I have set it up. You can go in and sleep in a comfortable bed as opposed to laying on the floor.
I'm too tired to walk.
Mercy,
Let's
she has
just
your
drag
sword.
them
Carry
in.
her to the mansion.
You're literally watching Mercy as she's about to dunk her entire hand into this blood to see if it does anything.
Oh my god.
That's what I've been miming. It's like she's trying to get up the nerve to do it, and as you say that, her fingertips, because she's not paying attention, go in the blind. She goes, "Eh."
So, you guys kind of start to converge all in one location. We will say.
The gatherers have spell books.
The gatherers do not have spell books. No,
I believe they are clerics. They seem
Yeah.
cleric to me.
they are out of character. They were basically nondescript spellcasters, basically warlocks.
Warlocks.
Figured
That
as
makes
much.
sense.
Effectively, yeah.
Like, they seem like, yeah, like their things weren't based in.
But you guys begin to kind of converge together slightly, and you see that Maddie is holding in her hands a tremendous hunk of metal with these streaks of blue light that course through it. That really has nothing in regards to finesse in it at all. It is a big, thick cleaver of a weapon.
Like Monster Hunter
Hey,
weapons.
Connor.
Yeah.
Can you finally show us what it looks like in picture
I just
form?
pasted it in chat.
Scroll
Yeah.
down in chat. It doesn't
I did?
like loading
okay, I'm
images.
sorry.
Yeah,
Which
images
one?
don't bump the chat down automatically for some reason.
That's annoying.
As you
What
walk
is
up, you see
strange?
Mercy shaking the blood off her hand.
Ooh, that's cool.
Ooh, shiny.
The edge of the actual edge of the blade is the same material, but it looks like it's hardened into a different pattern that has this kind of like cross hatching as it goes down the actual blade itself. As it is a meteorite, I actually based the exterior of hardened based off of hardened meteorite and the actual honed edge off of the Gibsonite meteorite. which has this very pretty kind of etched pattern to it. All right. So,
Are you
you guys are quoting
Saying
meteor
the
at each
meteor.
other, aren't you?
Meteor?
No.
Meteor.
I can see this. I can see it every time Jill goes, meteor.
Meteor.
Sorry, I said it wrong.
it's the
Gibeon
face that you do.
meteor.
It's like, media. Can I medicine check the giant skulls to try to see what was done to it?
Yeah, you can do so. Mercy, you have your sword.
I don't want
Yeah,
to touch it
low
with blood
roll.
on my hands.
You have a prestidigitation tattoo.
Out of character, I remembered this. In character, Mercy's too transfixed on the blood stuck on
In
her hand.
character, Deah's still on like the. She went back up to the rooftop and she's just like, "You have a tattoo."
Oh yeah. I can do it at a 30-foot distance now, but
High five.
nothing makes it fun. Sword. And she's gonna immediately grab the handle of it and lift it.
It is a heavy sword. It's not. I would say it is weight-wise pretty damn close to the head of Gale's Earthshaper. So this is a heavy fucking sword, but it seems to get along with you quite well, and it seems to. You think you can use it pretty easily.
My dear sword, I know you probably can't think.
Also,
Yeah.
that's an example of the edge etching.
You can't think yet. I would like to apologize for what I'm about to do. Kai!
Oh god, Kai's gonna eat it like a Klondike bar of ice cream.
So,
Good boy.
you summon Kai, and you watch as he comes plodding over, and he just kind of sits in front of you.
I don't hear your thoughts anymore after this. That's gonna
That's fine.
suck. Hey,
I will still be here.
that's fair. You want to eat this giant honking sword?
I can, if you want me to.
I mean, you've been along so far this journey, you might as well see it to the end.
All right, and you set the sword down onto the ground for Kai, and you watch as he just starts to chew on it, and it's
What's the blacksmith?
he's in the wall.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah, probably is, isn't it? And you watch as he starts kind of chewing on it like a dog would a bone, and it takes a little bit of time, but honestly, not as much as you would expect it to take a dog to chew up metal. As like
Never
it
seen
starts
a
to,
teething puppy.
yeah, it starts to kind of pull apart and chew it and swallow it until eventually the sword is gone. So there goes all of that work, Maddie.
Oh, for the love of God!
But you would see that Kai then turns into a sword shape, and you see it is now the shape of the blade itself. Save with a difference in the actual blue markings on the edge, you actually see that there is a faint symbol that looks a bit like a dog, kind of made out of the little jagged edges.
He couldn't do that on my last one except for the pommel.
You couldn't.
Also, no matter what, cannot escape from being a cook. Everything you make, someone's gonna eat it.
Someone's eating it.
Someone's gonna eat it.
Does this change Kai's fur pattern? I think
It
about
does not. It does not change Kai's fur pattern. Kai's fur pattern, if I recall correctly, never changed. Even when he ate the mithril sword, he was still
Okay.
brown. But with that said, it means I can now give you the actual card for this item. And let me just pull this up.
Give me a big fucking sword.
Show to players, visible all players. Here we go.
Oh, I just realized I don't get advantage anymore. Bonus damage anymore to fiends.
No.
Damn. Oh well.
No, but with that said, I think I made a few things that are a pretty good little trade-off.
Yeah, I'm reading through it now. The +3 alone is the trade-off that I would have been okay with for giving that up.
Shifting
steal.
fortunes? What the fuck?
That's not the one I'm doing that at.
You can steal. Give me that.
On top of that, the final one, which I'll read aloud for everybody to hear. Starstorm. Once per week, you may plunge your blade into the ground, making 10 motes of starlight fire upwards and spiral towards enemies of your choosing. Each one may be directed at your discretion, and each one automatically hits, dealing 1d10 force damage. It is
So it's an Eldritch
effectively
Blast.
no, it's effectively a magic missile that is significantly stronger.
And Garen. Oh, yeah. Holy shit. That's insane.
Thus, the once per week.
I'm still trying to get over this can be done without them being willing.
It's
Yeah.
not advised.
It's not, because it'd be pretty damn rude to do that to your teammates.
Give me your roll. I see that natural 20. Fine.
Nah, mine. Yeah, no, so basically...
Take my nat one.
So basically, that can be done more so in situations during such as initiative, saves, or checks that you guys are all making as a group. You may then decide to swap your roll with the teammates, making them go with the one that you rolled, and you take theirs. I will point out it is once per fight. Per fight. So, it is not per turn, it is per fight.
Yeah, I'm reading through this. A lot of these are once per certain period of time.
And they were going to be. On top of that, damage-wise, it does an additional 2d6 of force damage. There you go. There is the Star Metal Greatsword.
Where's that at on my sheet? It's not on my
It's-
actions.
It's in the damage itself.
That's not.
The whole sword isn't there. No swag.
It's because I haven't added it to your sheet yet.
I want.
Give it.
The way you can just make someone have a natural 20.
Yeah.
Or a natural 1.
Yep.
Is fucking gross.
Holding
my
that
God.
shit for the big fights.
Oh my god.
Or someone's on the last death saving roll and they've got 2 negatives.
No, you can't do it. You can't do it with the death save.
Can't do it on death saves. I
I
specify
know,
that.
but I
you
could do
can
that.
make someone fail the save of, like, your finger
Exactly.
That's
Yep.
a lot of damage.
of death.
Yeah,
Or Rudy's disintegrate.
Ah!
You can help Rudy get a disintegrate off.
Oh my god! That might be the only
I'm
way
going
it happens.
to.
It might,
Come on,
you know.
okay. You're telling me that when it comes down to it,
Showed
we're
up wrong.
fighting Rudy's parents, and her disintegrate doesn't work for the 800th time. You're telling me you're gonna look her in the eye, and you're not gonna be like, everyone gets 1. That's it.
Wait a second.
Maybe.
Maybe.
No, you're going to turn to her, look at her, and go pound sand, and you're not going to help her at all.
I'll take either one. It's fine.
So I will add this to your sheet properly. As of now, do you guys all want to go into the Magnificent Mansion?
Honor.
Yes.
Oh,
right.
I do want to
The giant.
ask something
Yes.
with the wording of it.
Yes.
Once per short rest, you can select any roll with the exception of a death save. Would that include Maddie's Divine Intervention?
No.
You might want to
Because-
that in.
That is a roll.
You need to.
Hold on.
Honey, you need to.
Change it to
Cody,
D20.
Cody,
Change
why
it to
did you
D20.
say that?
We could have cheated the system.
I would have said no. Rule 0. DM says no. The answer is no.
Sounds like a Quidditch talk answer, and like you're
No,
a coward.
No, it's the wording of a dictator. Once we select any D20 roll.
What if we all vote on it?
What if I
vote
say
you
no? So, you all begin to make your way to the magnificent mansion. Haz appears to be kind of lingering back slightly back at the wall.
I do want to say Deah's gonna just like a little bit of paranoia, hang out for like an hour, maybe two, just to like watch to make sure nothing else is coming up. But she will eventually go into the mansion.
Okay.
If Rudy sees him hanging back, she'll just be like, I mean, you don't have to sleep in here or anything, but if you want to like take a shower, get some food, we can do that. I know you may not want to sleep in here, and I understand, but you may want some good food. It's the least we could offer.
I will come with you for some food.
Okay. He walks in and sees Al and automatons with bow ties. Fine.
All right. So, you guys are all inside of the magnificent mansion. Is there anything you guys would like to do? You have a nice little piece of, a nice little bit of downtime that you can take, as you did just have a pretty vicious fight you had to go through.
Okay, we're all gonna get some sleep, right? At some point. We can be here. This is good for a day, so we can be here for a bit of time.
I
Yeah.
would like to apologize real quick. I need to roll for a wisdom save.
Oh my god.
You're gonna make me go gray in real life right now. Watch my hair. You're gonna show up.
It is an 8 right now for DC. Which means if I roll a 7 or lower. You're in luck. I rolled an 18 and a 19.
That's good. That's where all your rolls are going, and I'm happy for it.
Cool.
As I walk in, as Mercy walks in, you're gonna see her pick up the cards, look at Gale, and go, "Oh, it will still kill us," and put them back in her pocket.
And then Mercy takes her symbol of Desna back and immediately is back to rolling like 1s and 2s.
Oh yeah, I should probably take that back. And Mercy's gonna go, "You know I'm doomed to always have to pull these cards with you, right?" Because I think if I do it with anyone else, that I'm gonna give them an aneurysm.
Probably. Gale's just like face down laying on the floor.
Please, Gale got inside.
Have you
Gale like
ate?
crawled inside.
Have you ate yet?
Oh.
There's a little
Mercy's just
automaton.
gonna,
No, automaton
My hands
Comes
are
in.
really still tingly.
brings you, sits it down next to you, and Rudy would just be like, "Feed him, please," and just you'll see food just like getting stuffed towards your mouth.
Oh, hold on. There's an easy solution. Bring him soup. We can just dump it in his mouth and he can drink.
It's fine. They can handle it. They're good at what they do.
I have this mental image of like being one of the tire jacks to just like slide under Gale, winch him up to put something in his mouth so he can eat.
Yeah.
Gale, are you still staticky from this though? Like if I touch you, are you gonna electrocute me?
Good question.
Is Gale full of static right now?
He's quite full of static. He will not like cause damage though.
That's what I mean. Like Mercy goes to like pat him on the back and goes, "Ow."
And it's the strong enough like static that you can like
See?
see it.
Motherfucker. Are your limbs numb?
Hands are tingly, but that's about it.
Can we all agree not to fight something with lightning again?
I mean, we can't really control what we fight.
We're just
Not
gonna say
the
no thank you.
plan.
Y'all are quitters, and we can sheer will our way through this.
I don't know what they did to that giant. I feel bad. He looked like he had a lot of stuff.
Yeah, Cody, your
brain.
medicine check. He was tortured.
Yeah.
He was tortured pretty brutally.
I just saw the stuff in his brain, and that does not look good.
By the time that it got to that point, it was most likely a broken individual. Perhaps when we are rested, it would be good to help the bodies find some semblance of rest.
Do you think there are more giants? Do you think they have more giants?
50 really.
Hmm.
To be fair, we also have giants, so like
That's true. I didn't think of that.
giant on giant crimes.
I know giant creeps. I'm gonna go sit in front of the shrine and zone out.
Some of y'all look tired. I have no idea.
I'm fine. I'm gonna go do that. That's what she does. She just walks off to go to the shrine in the library.
Rose, is there anything you want to do?
Thanks. I don't have anything specific in my brain.
You don't have a gun to talk to anymore.
I don't have a gun to talk to in 2 stories to anymore. I grew up and left the nest.
Rose dealing with being
Not-
an empty nester.
It's not your child.
It's good of you to have an opinion on that.
Hey Connor, I need you to understand something. You challenge both NBs on something that neither of them are ever going to let up on. In Jill's case, it's the fact that Opus is Rose's daughter.
Yeah.
And Gale, it's on, the Green Knights.
Good night.
That I'm doing what Avro would do. I'm playing a character.
I'm saying you're never gonna win.
There's a war here, and I'm ready to fight till I fucking die.
It's a weird war.
Yeah, and I'm gonna win it.
Yeah, just
So-
NB things.
Dedicated to the
It
cause.
just envy things. Fighting arbitrary, strange fights.
Yep.
That sounds right, actually.
Hold
I
on,
mean,
Connor. Jill and I got in an argument the other day about whether or not Wednesdays or Thursdays were 7.
Wednesdays are 7. Everyone knows that
Thursdays are
Wednesdays
7.
No, I'm with Jill.
Are 7.
Y'all are wrong. It's Thursdays.
Thursdays aren't. See, after
we
thinking about it
know.
more, I'm leaning away from Thursdays as feeling 7. I was
Are
between
you-
Wednesday and Thursdays
Wednesday's
feeling 7.
Wednesday's 7. Everyone knows that Wednesday is 7.
It does not feel right.
But Sunday's 7.
No!
Wrong.
No.
Incorrect.
Sunday's
No.
Wrong.
Sunday's
I
like
don't get it.
Sunday is either 3 or 8, and there's no in between.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Sunday's
I was gonna
3.
say that. I was gonna say 8. But 3
Me-
also, yeah.
Wait,
Just like-
okay, hold on.
Just like
let me,
math is red.
Let me just clarify. Are we grading the days?
No,
No.
it's just
No,
Wednesday 7.
it's not a grading system, and there's no 1 through 10. It's just a feeling. It's a
Connor,
vibe
it's-
check.
Me and intellectual. Tuesdays are 7 because it has 7 letters.
No.
No,
Tuesday
Wednesdays
is
are 7
5.
because Wednesdays are
Tuesday
7.
is 5.
Connor,
This is the fucking weirdest conversation.
Connor, do you at least think math is red?
Maroon, but yeah, I could see that.
That's a shade
Yeah.
of red.
It's a shade of red. You have to realize I pay a lot of attention to color, so I'm very
English is
picky.
blue, correct? English is
No.
blue, correct? English
Green.
is blue.
Science
That's
or history is
science!
blue.
No, science
Science
is
or
green.
history was yellow for me.
This is the dumbest
it-
conversation to have on stream.
It changed from
I just
year
need to let you all
year
know this.
because I would get
Get
different
back to D&D
folders.
because Wednesday is 7 and that's a fact that's confirmed. So,
Jolly, I'm sorry.
I don't know what's happening. I zoned out.
I don't either!
so fair enough.
Anyways, you shouldn't try to get NBs to do something you want. It makes them resist.
There we go.
Nice.
Bear in mind,
Con-
it is an
Connor,
attunement. Yeah.
I hate to tell you this, bud.
What?
You do need to add one more damage to it.
Oh, radiant.
Yeah.
Radion.
That's
I'll
it.
handle that.
The D8 of Radiance, it's Mercy using the sword, so it needs added.
Okay. So while I work on this, is there anything that you guys would like to do while you're in the Magnificent Mansion?
Looks at
Jolly.
Deah. Looks at Jolly. Looks at Maddie. Looks at Deah.
I know Deah has like, as a player, I want to do this eventually, probably this session, but if possible. But this night, Deah is not ready for this. Like,
Neither is Maddie.
Maddie just did like 18 hours of wow.
You expect me to do something after building a sword and then it got eaten by a dog?
Yeah, Deah's not touching that, even if she was brave enough to
hold on.
touch this
You
right
guys-
now.
You guys knew that sword was gonna get eaten by
I know, but it's like, I don't think Maddie expected to make a sword for 18 hours. It's what, like, oh, it's finally.
It's gone.
And I'm going to eat the sword.
Connor.
Mhm.
I have another complaint about the sword, and I apologize. Why is it a +7 to hit when I had a +11 with the mithril?
It shouldn't be +7 at all.
It should be, if it's a D3, it should
Not
be a
adding your
+12.
proficiency bonus. I
It's
don't.
not
Yeah,
adding your
I said
proficiency.
I don't know.
Or your strength, one of the two.
Yeah,
No, it's
let
a
me find
proficiency.
out what's going on.
Because it should be that it's missing +5, so it's your proficiency.
Yeah, I
Your
got that.
strength.
It's done.
So,
It's like, I'm sorry to keep bothering you about it.
no, that's cool, dude. So, you guys having just fought viciously through a literal mob of human beings, all begin to turn in for the night and try to get some well-deserved sleep. Mercy. You had to see this coming.
It's like, it's gonna be one of us, and I have a gut feeling it's me.
Yeah. By the way, thank you for the raid, guys. Sorry if we don't directly acknowledge it that often. It's hard to do. Let me get you guys back to the Lucretia map and out of Malar, which is absolute fucking crime scene right now.
Hey, you did that to yourself.
I don't know what you're talking about. And let me quickly adjust the music.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mercy.
I mean, this is either gonna be
You-
really pleasant or really awful. No in
Yes, well. You find yourself going to sleep with Kai nearby, of course, your ever faithful companion, whom you had rescued from the Sky Island of Danos some time ago. He has been with you through everything. He seems very content, seems very happy, and now is in a completely different form than he was in normally. As you lay in bed, thinking on what you have done during your career and what you've done while working with this team, you can't help but feel a bit of pride. For everything that's happened and for everything you've decided to do, you had to fight through terrible odds and horrible situations, and you wound up creating something better because of it. And there is a feeling of pride that comes with that. But despite that pride that you feel, you also can't escape from a terrible feeling of dread that lingers just out of sight. Yes, you've made good decisions, and yes, you've improved your life and the lives of many others through your actions, but you always know what's going to come eventually. Here you are. You are days out. Days away from your father. Days away from your sibling. Days away from whatever terror that will bring. And as you let your thoughts glaze over that, you fade to sleep. You hear a voice echo into your brain.
Well, it appears I see where you have fallen, my daughter. I've
Eat
given
shit
you...
and die.
You feel vines wrap over your mouth as you are under the effect of dream, specifically a nightmare.
Damn it, that means I'm gonna have to roll.
Yep.
She's just gonna, like, do this with her hand. Like, yeah, keep going.
You could have walked away, and I would have been totally fine with it. I would have allowed it, and here you are, getting in the way again. I will have to teach you a lesson.
And Mercy, your father kind of emerges out of this dark shadow that is encapsulating this entire room. It's all pitch black. He simply pats you on the shoulder and says,
Enjoy the dream.
and you watch as your head is locked in position, as you see crowds of people, all very skinny and emaciated, being brought into a room that has familiar looking markings on the floor, just like it was from several years ago. And you watch as the ritual that you only saw the result of begins to be carried out in front of you. And then it's done with another crowd. And then it's done with another crowd. And then it's done with another crowd. Till the room is filled with corpses. Just this constant nightmare of what you saw those years ago, happening again and again in front of your eyes. Something that you cannot stop. So let me double check how Dream works.
You have
no,
to
no.
roll for it. Roll a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. But if he has a piece of body, lock of hair, anything like that, it's made at disadvantage.
I would argue that I could cancel that, Connor.
Cancel it
If
out.
I
Oh, lucid
My goddess
dreaming?
is the goddess of dreams.
All right, that's fair. I'll give it to it flat.
It's like, come on now. I get very few things from having that. Give me this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna
Is the
make
Star
it.
Sword not good enough?
I mean, it's pretty cool. I'm good with that. Yeah.
It's
It doesn't
pretty
help
cool.
now.
That's true.
Fuck
It's all right.
off!
Sorry.
Pretty cool. Go
I-
fuck yourself.
I couldn't resist the little jab. It's alright. Because of that, I'll roll really bad on this. Don't you worry. Have you met me? Actually, no. 17 plus 1 plus 4.
22.
22.
70. I don't know how they got 75.
I don't meet it at a 22. What the fuck?
800 actually.
Like a 20
Super pass.
is like an 18 AC, so if he's even got a couple above that.
No, he definitely won't hit. I'm trying to figure out what do on a pass? I'm pretty sure on a pass.
I know
you sleep normal and you take psychic damage. Okay, go ahead.
Shush.
That's it. Can I say, because I know what she does. She just disassociates.
Fair enough.
She's there, she's seeing it, but she's not there.
Astral projected.
I think mechanically, I don't think anything happens. Hold on.
Nothing happens. I know.
Yeah.
You don't need to know.
Okay.
So you just allow yourself to disassociate, allowing the events to happen around you, but not to you.
When you kill enough people,
Yeah.
you learn how to not associate with yourself anymore.
So, everybody else, how does everybody else sleep out of curiosity? Good from Ro?
Fucking great. She's got like 800 pillows.
There's AC.
There's regulated temperature.
I make
Fantasy
sure that
AC.
Ro's room has extra pillows all the time. I always make sure that Ro's room has, because I know how Ro is about pillows.
Much obliged.
Should I ask a question, though?
Yeah, sure.
Did you leave the pillow that Opus used to sleep on?
It is in the exact same place. It has not been moved.
Gale, how do you sleep?
Gale sleeps just fine. Like, there's... Yeah, nothing different for Gale. It's a normal day.
Okay.
Yeah. But, like,
Okay.
face down.
Face down.
Boy, is still very tired.
Well, Deah is sleeping in, like, her own room, because obviously she and Maddie are having a fight. And I know she sleeps very lightly, and it takes her a while to get this sleep, because my poor anxious baby is just, like, for the first, like, 2 hours of night, is just on her back, staring at the ceiling, like, hands folded over his chest, like, Jesus. Like, can't. When she does sleep, it's, she's always sort of a light sleeper, but, like, she doesn't, like, really go deep sleep.
Okay. Cody, I'm going to assume Haru sleeps fine.
Just accustomed to it.
How does Maddie sleep?
That's like I'm not sure. She's like mad. I don't know how we just describe it. It's like you want to sleep off, like whatever you're feeling, usually. Kind of just hoping that once you doze off, you're not like sad or mad anymore, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she's also very tired from making that goddamn star for 18 hours. So I think a little rough, to be honest. She's not feeling emotionally and physically.
Alright. Fair enough. You guys will rest in all varying states. Some well, some not so well. Erudite, I'm assuming you also sleep fine?
Like, you mean, it's fine. She does the thing where she like focuses on the necklace before, like, as she's like falling asleep. But that's it. Otherwise, she sleeps okay.
And it is just like it was last time. You fall asleep to
Yeah.
the sound of clicking.
Don't know what it means, but
You all sleep fairly well. And Mercy, you managed to get enough sleep to not be exhausted. Which is good, but yes?
She wakes up, she just holds Kai's face. Don't. I know you're smarter than that, come on. And then she'll just ask a very quiet question and go, so is he just trying to scare me, or has he already started? And she'll get up and start about her day.
Fair enough. And as you guys begin, the dog does not respond. And as you
Can't
guys
anymore.
begin to plan your next steps, we'll take a break.
We will be right back. And we're back.
You all have managed to rest for a decent amount of time. By the time you all wake up, it'd probably be close to about 9 o'clock in the morning. Actually, no. 'Cause you went to sleep. Yeah, no, that'd be about right. It'd be around 9-ish. You guys are all inside of the magnificent mansion. Haas did not sleep in here, but he did eat some food and bathe. But he slept back outside. What would you all like to do?
Well, if nobody has ideas, let's keep. Let's go.
You just want to leave?
The longer
Yeah.
we wait, the more
Yeah.
time he has to prepare.
We
Yeah.
should probably go, but I would want to. Hey, Michelle.
What?
We're eating the same thing.
Are we gonna get sponsored by both Coke and Snyder's at this point?
Sorry.
I don't want to be sponsored for those gross ass
The
pretzels.
fuck are you talking about? Those are delicious.
The honey onion mustard ones are nasty.
I
They're
swear
so
to God,
good.
Becca and I really have like the same taste, and it's very strange.
Becca's breath after she eats those is
Oh, it's
so rank.
It's
Onion.
Yeah.
Onion.
Onions.
Yeah.
Anyways, Mercy at the breakfast table just kind of quietly goes, "A nightmare from dear old dad."
What?
I don't know if
How'd
it's
it go?
I don't know if it's like actively happening or if he's just trying to scare me.
I can ask.
You could. That might be important considering he was slaughtering people like cattle. Row after row after row. I kind of just quit paying attention at a point because if I kept thinking about it, I was gonna start crying and having bad time.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's a dream. I hope.
Yeah, I'll go ask Masnan. She's gonna go back to the shrine while they're eating. And she's gonna set it up and do commune. Oh, not commune. Divination. Just divination. Just the ritual spell, so it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. She'll take some of the stuff that she got from before they left. I don't think I have that much. I think this is like the last of it that I've got, if I'm not mistaken, because I think I bought enough for 2 and I've already used 1. So, yeah. Is it? Let me put it somewhere.
So, what are you going to ask using the spell?
I am going to ask, is the ritual happening? If the Maleris ritual, is it happening within the next 7 days?
Yes.
Okay.
The response back you will get is a swift yes.
Cool. She'll come back downstairs. Or, yeah, well, it's not downstairs. She'll come back into the kitchen. Yeah, it's if it's not happening now, it's happening in the next 7 days. So
Cool,
we
cool.
need to get over there now. Or as soon as possible.
Let's fucking book it.
Okay.
Before we leave the town, Deah will check in with Kaz and ask if he's gonna be like okay here alone.
I'm sure I'll be fine. As of now, this place is empty, so I cannot see any reason for them to come back. So as far as I'm concerned, I should be okay. Worst comes to worst, I will likely hide.
Haas will kind of call you over, Maddie.
Okay. Yes, Haz?
You did very well. You know this.
Oh. Oh, thank you. It's kind of, yeah, that was a lot than I expected. Um,
Some of the best items can take the most time.
yeah. Yeah. That was challenging.
Yes, it was. I will say. Some of the best things in one's life can also take the most time and work.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Your mic kind of, like...
Some of the best things in life can also take the most time and work.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just not used to this kind of heavy work, so, I hope you'll be okay, once we leave, Haz.
I will survive. It is all I can do.
Right.
But what I will ask of you and your companions is make sure this town is known as Malar, not Idalan. That was not
Malar?
its name. Malar.
You type that. Okay, yeah.
Idalan was the name it was given once the man by the name of Rachain appeared. Now that he is gone, and hopefully the rest will be too, it can come back to normal.
I see. I will tell the group, Siri, shut up. My iPad just suddenly activated.
We'll tell the group, Siri, shut up.
No, sorry, my iPad was like, yes, no.
No. The answer is no.
But yes, I will relay the information to the group about the name change of the town.
And I hope that whatever it is that has brought you anger fades in time.
Connor, you gotta understand, the accent is really hard to understand.
Yes, it is a very thick accent.
I know. What? I'm not sure what you said.
I hope whatever it is that brought you anger fades in
Okay.
time.
Yeah. Let's hope, I guess.
This day gets enervated.
I wish you all the best of luck.
You too, Haz.
He'll kind of nod to you. He'll let you go. He has nothing else to say.
Okay.
Onward.
Thank you. Very kind of you. So, you guys are nearing Barca. It's not terribly far away. So, I don't recall who... Jace, was that you that did the line work leading to Barca?
Oh, I did that off stream just randomly for fun. That's not an
Okay.
official battle
Okay,
plan.
I
but
left
yeah.
it there and I was like, I suppose this is their planned route, and I couldn't tell.
No, that's been there for like 2 or 3 sessions. I randomly just drew that because other people had drawn lines for fun.
Okay.
Jace,
What?
why?
Because I just like, fuck it, I'll draw a line too.
Jay, the line wasn't for fun. It was because a while ago I asked for like the route that Lacroix and Maleris had been taking.
that was where that
Uh,
came from.
Well, I added my art to the thing.
Your art!
Yes.
Fuck.
Yep.
So,
Connor?
you guys were planning an attack from the rear, correct?
Mm-hmm. Ish.
Okay.
like
so-
the waterways.
Well,
Yeah, from the waterways.
so just for to state it out again, because it's been a couple sessions since we've actually talked about the plan. The plan as decided on was to sneak in using the waterways, gain a little bit of information, and then relay that information to the rebels who were going to be there, and essentially then the next morning have that coordinated attack go off.
Gotcha.
Yep.
So,
Quick
It'd be three-
information gathering little mission.
it would be 3 days of travel to get over to the waterways of Barca. That last day is going to involve you guys absolutely moving slowly, because you're going to have to be stealthy at that point.
Super
Thanks to
sneaky.
my warlock abilities, we can move at regular pace while stealthing.
Do you want me to come out of this little spot I'm hiding in and strangle you?
Which is also at gale speed, which is double the normal speed.
Hey! You gave me this ability.
I know I gave you the ability.
This is what you get.
We're just stacking.
Hey, Connor.
You know what'll be good next next campaign? You won't have to worry about this shit.
Yeah, we'll have none of this.
Sorry, Jess.
You're
I
good.
don't know about that.
Can I get a vibe check of the party real quick?
I'd like to vibe check my friends.
Inside check.
Same as always.
I'm sorry, am I supposed to call it something else? I thought it was called a vibe check.
Shut up.
Vibe check.
It's okay. I did not roll well. It's only a 7.
I'm gonna roll deception. Hey, good news. I have an 8 on the die, so at the very least,
What are you
This
lying
is
to
no
me
idea.
about?
you don't know. You
Oh,
have no idea.
You're supposed to use the Monster of the Week thing. Read the room.
God damn it.
I can't.
Make sure
I
they
don't.
can
to
remember
be-
some monster of the week.
Hold on.
Um,
What do I have a plus for that? I think that would just be a +1. Hold on.
What is
don't know.
the thing with that
We're
sense?
playing D&D!
That's a mixed success.
Makes sense.
Shut up, you fucks! God. So,
If you think that's bad, Jill and I muted for what we did earlier.
you guys would have 3 days of travel between here and Barca. Before you leave Deah, you will hear a voice in your head. And the voice says very simply, "So, have you thought on that question I asked you a while back?"
Didn't I answer it already?
You certainly made an attempt. So, again, what do you do?
I fight.
Try again.
You're not. What do you want me to say?
I want you to give the right answer.
What do I do?
What do you do?
I
You spent the entire night last night doing that. What do you do?
overthink.
That's what you did, not what you do.
You've got one more chance right now.
What?
You have one more chance right now to answer the question. If you can't answer it now, I'll ask you again when you get back to Barca.
What do I do? This is very stressful.
Yeah, it is. So I could allow you to roll I would say a wisdom check to see if you can figure out what
Yeah.
Aristel means. You'll be rolling this normally.
Okay. Alright. That's a 15. She's doing okay.
He's referring to something that you do because of your pact with him, but the way you answered the first time wasn't right. You're not too sure.
So I hunt and I protect, like I said last time. I think. It's been a while.
You're still on the right track, but you're not there yet. Think more on what you're hunting. And then he stops talking.
You're not being very helpful. Your god, so.
Thank you, Jill, for pantomiming what Aristil looks like when he's talking.
The wiggling fingers are part of it. His antlers are just constantly going. He can't control it.
Man, there's actually a new god coming into the world. It's the god of comedy, and he just looks like a big shadowy figure, but it is actually two hands put like this.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes they just go.
Why is your hand shaking so bad while you do that?
Because it takes a lot of energy to keep my thumbs out and put all my
Yeah, you
fingers
put your
out.
thumb in a certain position, your hand will start to shake. So, you guys will begin to make your way through Barca, through the desert, over to Barca proper. You know that, Deah, you would know that at one point, there was a dog person that was going in this direction, but you don't know where they are anymore. And their prints are gone now. So wherever they've gone, who knows? But let's get you to 2 days out, which with Gale's obscene travel speed is fucking 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, 60 miles a day.
Yep.
You always say hour.
I do. I always misspeak. Granted, Gale is actually a remarkably fast sprinter if you just average out his actual speed. Yeah,
Gale
totem. It's totem of the elk, correct?
Yes.
Correct, Jace?
Elk totem.
Yeah.
Yep.
Elk totem means that their overland travel speed is like 60 miles per day.
Yep. And Gale can run faster than 30 miles an hour.
You know
Barbarian.
how oil moose are terrifying?
Gale,
Yeah, blue moose are absolutely horrifying.
Gale with his pack weighs as much and can move as fast as a full-grown female moose.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
Which is extremely fitting, in to be honest.
It's a nightmare.
It would be 2 days later. We will say, I'll just adjust the time real quickly. It would be the 63rd.
It's a fast forwarded montage of all of us in the desert occasionally. It's me like,
Actually, that would be most of you, except for the two of us born here.
but it's in
He's
fast
just like,
forward.
Yeah. Also, I do want to just FYI that I would want to have the scene with Deah and Maddie before we get into Barca proper. It feels important to do
A
before
conversation?
we
Yeah, that's fair.
actually like,
Get into the shit.
yeah. We got to be at a top
We
mental
will
state.
say you guys wake up early on the 63rd because you know that you have some slow travel. You have some travel ahead of you.
Ain't nothing about us slow.
Shut up. Deah. Or Maddie, whomever would like to start the conversation. You would be able to find the other one easily enough.
Well, Maddie's not gonna start it. She's
The-
bad food.
Don't worry, Dea's had enough. She's been anxious for like 3 or 4 days now, and she's like, okay. Maddie. I can't take it anymore. Are you gonna leave me?
God, Deah. No. Why do you assume that?
You haven't said anything to me for, like, beyond mission stuff for days. What? If you're mad at me, please tell me why.
Okay. I am mad at you.
What did I do?
I don't know. That bush fight that happened?
I was taking care of him. I could do it.
Did the death ward set off?
But yeah, but I wasn't going to like. Now, Maddie, I'm not trying to like die. I do know my limits.
You sure about that?
Yeah, if I hadn't killed him at that moment, I would have gotten away because there was no more death ward, and I'm not gonna just take a hit.
He would have an attack opportunity on you if you did leave.
No, I'm very slippery. It's very rare that happens. She, out of character, if she makes an attack, she doesn't invoke attack of opportunities because of her rogue subclass.
She wouldn't know that!
Yeah, yeah. But just telling you, so that's communicated.
I know, okay. How many times am I gonna go through this, Deah? If you didn't have death ward, you would have.
I knew you were protecting me.
But what if I wasn't there?
I mean, if I didn't have death ward, I wouldn't have stayed so long.
What happened at the
Probably.
Vermune building when you went with Siga?
That was an accident. I didn't want to be there either.
And what happened to that?
We were okay.
That's what Siga told me.
Siga doesn't know what to say. Don't listen to Siga.
What am I gonna do with you? Hmm? What am I gonna do?
I don't know. What are you going to do?
I don't know. I don't want to be mad, but at the same time, Look. I still blame myself that you died, okay? It doesn't help that I get so paranoid when you go in by yourself that if I don't put death ward on you, you might die. I'm not taking the risk not putting death ward on you. When will I ever not?
I mean, that's fair. I did die, but you do have to know that that's my death was not your fault.
But it still is! Because I didn't put death ward on you!
Maddie. It's okay. It's missing death ward one time. Like, there's no planning for this. It's not your fault. It's just not. And I mean, to explain myself a little bit, I guess. Just we're about to go into an extremely dangerous place and fight extremely powerful enemies. And I can't be a dead weight to this team. I need to be able to prove that, like, I'm still capable. I'm not useless.
You're never useless. But that doesn't mean you have to throw yourself out there.
I couldn't even kill a guy in a bush fight.
Are you trying to make me mad again about mentioning that fight?
No. Just like, I don't know, sometimes I feel fine about it, and then sometimes I remember how weak I feel sometimes. And I don't know, I went my whole life being the strong one, and this is a different feeling. But I mean, I don't mean to put myself at unnecessary risk, and I definitely don't want you to worry so much about me or be mad at me. Like, I'll accept the death ward every time because I'm not that dumb, but it's just, that's where I am.
Would you tell me?
Tell you what.
What happens if you did die again? Would you want to get resurrected? If your purpose had been fulfilled?
I mean, as far as I know, as far as I can, like, answer, my purpose is to retire and hopefully, you know, live with you for as long as I live, and, you know, help others, help the rest of the team where possible, if it's in my capability. If I die, yeah, I do want to come back. So I want to come back to you.
I have nightmares, Deah. If the divine intervention didn't work, if the sacrifices we give didn't work, if you refuse to stay, what would I do? I feel like I failed, like, with my job.
No. This is gonna take her into a big hug. Like, no. It's okay. I'm not going anytime soon, and I know you'll do your best.
Well, what if I'm not there?
I'll be okay. I promise. I'll be okay.
Well, she hugs back, so I mean, I think it's just, you know, the silence kind of.
He's gonna hug it out. Is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's about all Deah's got, so.
Same.
Are they okay, Maddie?
I don't know.
Are they okay?
I don't know.
She's still mad.
No.
Okay.
She's not mad anymore.
Okay, yay. Gotta be in. Yeah, that's it. That scene over.
Wait. Do we get a kiss?
She kisses the top of Maddie's head.
Nah.
Aw.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Earlier, when Aristotle was here, I was telling Jessica, I was like, imagine I'm also wearing a shirt that says #1 Aristotle stan. And now imagine I'm having that shirt on, but then I take it off and underneath it's like #1 Deah and Maddie stan. I got layers like an onion.
I almost said, Daddy.
No!
No! You get that word out of here.
Name is Daddy.
The ship name, that is not the ship name.
I hate this damn Maddie ship name. It's terrible. God, all the daddy shippers are really weird.
What's spelled DEADDY?
No, DADDIE.
Yep,
I
there you
hate
go.
it here. I hate it.
Ugh. I mean, in fairness, the alternative is meh.
Man.
Also, thank God I wasn't looking at our like Foundry chat during that because I would have lost it so hard.
Not the bushfight of 87?
It is the bush
Yeah,
fight,
sorry. we started riffing in the background, so I'm happy you guys were able to keep up the
Bush
facade.
fight of
I mean, that's
35.
normal for online D&D.
Yeah.
Started ripping, and then Connor looked in the Discord and lost his mind for a minute.
Wash your hands!
Just for everybody's reference, we have a Discord in the side where we're streaming this run for our video and voice, and we have a bunch of chat channels, and one's called God Why, where we put a bunch of really stupid or crude shit. And fucking Jill pasted an image.
No.
Oh,
No, that
Jess,
wasn't-
sorry. Fucking Jessica pasted an image of a fucking water faucet straight up looks like a cock.
Reason that chat is muted on my thing. I mute that chat specifically because I can't.
Go ahead. Wash your hands.
So, you guys continue making your way towards Barca. It is the 63rd. You're beginning at midnight to help give yourself as much time being stealthy as possible. So, I will need group stealth checks. Everybody's got a roll here.
Here we
Hey,
go.
hey, Connor. Can I just say real quick? It's cool that you're not letting us be able to get this final fight on the 69th.
Yeah.
It's absolutely cool.
Cruel
Rude
and
as
unusual
hell.
punishment. And I don't like
I mean-
it. Well,
That might be LaCroix.
Fucking bad.
I just want to know if I prepared this because if I didn't, then whatever. I did not.
Rolling so bad on actual dice, and this is a flat roll for me, so.
Natural 20.
Nice.
nice cock.
You're
19 on the
No.
dice.
Damn it! I was gonna say something about Mercy being in the zone going against her family, but they took me out.
Oh, this game, this group. I swear to God, this group. Fucking hell, 22.
Nice.
One.
Ha! Nice cock! This is the worst thing.
Really unhinged today.
Yeah, just a bit.
A little
Jill,
bit.
they don't even know the joke we made earlier, and that was the most unhinged thing we've done all day.
Jace, what'd you roll, buddy?
I rolled a 7 plus 2 for 9.
It's okay. I think my nat 20 balances you out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Deah, what'd you roll? Total.
29.
Yeah, it's on there.
Read it out loud. This is recorded for a podcast,
Yeah.
remember?
Okay.
Coward.
We don't always do that. Yeah, I rolled a 29.
We should get better at
Cody,
it.
what'd you roll?
You should be.
21.
Maddie?
14.
Michelle?
Also a 21.
Jess?
Natural 20 for 22.
69.
Nice.
Nice.
26.
Thank you.
Connor,
Your guns.
you do this to yourself.
I know I do this to myself. I allowed you all into my game.
You're welcome.
Yeah, it's been the best 3 years
Also,
of your life. I don't know
Just
what you're talking
froze
about.
at the perfect time.
Yeah.
There you are.
You didn't just allow me, you invited me
I
specifically.
did invite you.
Yep.
So, you guys begin making your way towards
Making our way.
Barca, closer and closer. And as you guys begin to make your way through, you all noticed the ring of living greenery that has begun to spring up around the actual city itself. It's impossible to miss. In the middle of this desert, scrub grass, acacia trees, cacti, it's all starting to just bloom over here. It's genuinely impressive. And there's also the little fact in the back of your head that you can't get rid of is that this was done by Gregor Rachaim. This was done by the guy who literally invaded this country. Granted, he's dead now, but interesting. As you make your way closer to the actual city itself, you note that it is silent. There is no sign of an active population here in the city. The gates are closed, solid. No one is going in, no one is going out. But the worst thing of all is the absolute lack of noise. There are no animals. There are no bugs. There's no sign of people. There's no sign of smoke. There's nothing. At least, that's what you think. But Deah and Gale, the most receptive to, you will note that occasionally there are lone figures that appear on the actual wall. Kind of look out slightly, scanning slowly over the horizon, and they'll kind of slink back downward. There's not many of them, but there's enough.
We've got
As
some
you begin-
slinkies on top of the wall.
Okay. As you begin angling a little more eastward to kind of loop around the city proper, you begin to catch a good view of the actual lake, or pond, or oasis, whatever you want to call it, that was summoned here by Gregor Rochaim. And you see that it is a beautiful, large, massive body of water in the middle of a desert. The sand refuses to drink it dry. It hasn't become muddy. It is clear and beautiful. But there's also a set of what appear to be pipes that run from the actual city itself outward towards the actual pond. And it appears to be moving slowly at a trickle.
So I think this is how we're supposed to be getting in here.
How big are these pipes?
Pretty big. Well, large enough. We will say they are fantasy sewer sized, so they are, let's say, 5-7 feet tall.
Shit.
Sorry.
He'll still has to crouch.
Your
Yeah,
antlers are gonna scrape, aren't
I'm
they?
probably gonna have to be straddling the damn thing.
Oh gosh, your antlers are gonna be so gross after this.
Pretty much.
Getting all the algae and...
And that's how Gil invents the ghillie suit.
The Gailey suit?
The ghillie suit.
Patented.
It's alright, I got a bunch of fur anyway. Alright. We're going in. I'm just gonna straddle and kind of walk on all fours as I'm going through.
Gotcha.
You can't get diseases.
Isn't it though?
You guys begin to make your way towards the actual pipe itself, and it only takes a few feet to realize there are bars.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Hey, look, guys. Look here, you fucks.
I didn't know what we're gonna do.
I know you have ways of doing it. You're 15th fucking level, but still, I gotta do it because I'm a DM.
Go on,
Tell us about the bars.
Yeah, so there are these large bars, probably about an inch thick, that crisscross along the actual opening of the grate to prevent it from allowing people through.
Now can we be assholes?
Yes, do it.
I would like there to not be bars.
So you're going to use the alter shape or alter state cantrip you have?
I don't want to alter state because I don't want us to be surrounded by like molten
Metal.
metal. So just like to take the bars and go. Bonk.
You just make them
Open
start to
them.
warp slightly. So yeah,
Yeah,
you start to kind of alter the actual shape itself, slowly allowing the actual metal to warp and deform. And eventually it actually gets to a point where it's like in certain spots it's thin enough that you could very easily start to move the bars and shake it out of the way and it's pop.
No more bars.
Fuck your bars.
I didn't say that.
Being incredibly rude, guys.
I just said no more bars.
Look, we're in one of those kind of moods tonight.
I could tell.
I'm feeling
Um,
lost.
We all
I-
woke up and chose
I've
violence.
heard everything you've said tonight.
You all begin to make your way inside of the actual tunnel itself until you start to notice an odd light that's emitting from one of you. Gale, the nodules on your antlers, they begin to glow slightly.
Ooh,
Cool.
that's pretty cool.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do these look like what my not mother, birth person who gave birth to me.
Your mom.
No, not mother, but whatever. My mom, we'll just shorthand it. Was going through when she was like getting people from the town or whatever.
It is
When I was-
it is akin to that.
Okay.
There was one thing that is definitely different. It's definitely not done the same way that they did it. The actual life around it has not been touched.
Okay.
So, last time when you guys were back over in the city of Rosenvale, or keep of Rosenvale, technically, you noticed very clearly that the sky was darkening, the plant life around you was dying. It was like something was leeching all the life away from it. This is different. The life is okay. The life is still there, but the town is empty. The town is completely silent.
And when I scryed on her, and they were like going through the town and finding people,
Mhm.
was it like in these like sewers or was it somewhere else? Did it look like it was somewhere else? Because it was definitely like people that were hiding.
They were in buildings.
Buildings? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Thank you.
Yes, Cody.
I want to say how will be the second in line and have detect magic up so he has life sense,
And if-
detect magic, and true sight.
If anything
Technically-
pings, he will know.
I mean, I also have my glasses on, so I have detect magic on as well.
Yep. Only thing he can't do is look for actual traps because
Ooh.
not that perceptive.
So Gale's
Okay.
gonna be the tank in front this time. Mercy's back in the back, just for
Right.
clarification.
Got it.
He also has the light, so it makes sense to have him in the front.
I'm quite literally glowing right now, and I don't know why.
Close there.
Oh, Gale, I have a question,
What?
and this may be a dumb question. What was your dad's name
Yeah.
Which one?
when he was like a fae?
The Lantern King?
And what did he usually kind of look like?
I don't. Just a guy.
Just like a bunch of ball of lights.
True. Right.
Gale, I want you to really think about your antlers.
Oh my
Am
god.
I going to
your
become a
dad's
ball of light?
Oh my god, he's gonna become a ball of light.
Only
Oh
if
my
we're
God.
only if we're so lucky.
But
Is
think
it
of
like
how
a
fast I
victim?
can move then.
There comes a period in everyone's life.
Second puberty turn into light.
So, you all begin making your way through the actual sewers themselves. I would like another cluster of stealth checks,
Here we go, rolling different die.
and then followed up by some perception checks. Yeah, rolled a natural 20.
Ooh, rolled a natural 20 for 22.
Hey.
Oh wait.
Haru rolled a
Oh my
natural
gosh.
20.
I am in Fox from right now.
Thank God for those 2 natural 20s.
Yeah, it's good we got 2, because I only rolled a 21.
The person with the glowing antlers is
This is surprisingly sneaky. He knows how to work
There
it.
have been 3 natural 20s so far.
My natty 20 is
Well.
for perception.
Natty 20. No.
So,
I need to do my
Gale,
perception.
what's your stealth check?
It was a natural 20 for 22 total.
What was your perception check?
It is a 17, hold on, plus 10 for 27.
Deah, what was your stealth and perception check?
I had a 21 stealth and a 29 perception.
Cody, what was your stealth and perception?
natural 20 stealth for 28 while in Fox form, and scent-based perception at 24.
Maddie, stealth and perception?
I got 5 in stealth, but 21 in perception.
I am bringing up the rear for everybody. I rolled a 11 in stealth and a 9 in perception.
Never forget. Jess, stealth and perception?
You have to realize something. You guys have said a specific word so much this session, and Jill loses it each time. You guys have got to quit saying that word.
Oh, which one?
I refuse to elaborate.
Rear. Yep.
You broke in.
You immediately broke and turned fucking strawberry red.
Yeah.
Oh, Jill.
How many times I've had to mute this session so Jill can laugh. Anyway,
At this point, it's
the
just
trigger
rearing
word.
its ugly head.
Hey!
but
Yep.
for Jill's sake,
It still counts.
Ro got a 24 stealth, a 22 perception, with the 22 being a nat. And Mercy rolled a 12 stealth and a 17 perception.
Okay. So,
Are you gonna be okay, bud?
I'm great.
no.
Just the. Okay.
Funnily enough, that word is not what just triggered this laughing fit. It was a different phrase that I thought didn't affect you anymore.
Oh no! I pasted the wrong thing into the bot channel.
You guys don't understand. Jill does have a secret code word that will make them laugh. I thought it had changed. Apparently it had not.
Car's busting the dick faucet into the fucking
What? What is this session turned into?
This is what happens. I just start reaching. Like we know
Sorry.
we're about to hit. We know we're about to hit like end game shit. Like very soon.
Things are gonna get rough, so we're getting the laughs out now.
Things are about to get meatier.
They are about to get meteor.
Yeah.
Ah!
As the stress rises, so do the jokes.
Yep.
It's very... Okay.
You're muted.
You all begin
I
making
need you to
your
quit
way.
making Jill laugh. Please.
No. You all begin making your way further and further into the sewers themselves, and you can realize very quickly these are effectively runoff sewers. They're there to catch the water that is produced in the nearby area or is gotten rid of and then blow it out of the actual city itself. So for the entirety of this, you're below the streets. And as you're hiding below there, you guys are trying to be as quiet as possible, but Maddie and Mercy are having some real issues.
Rudy.
Thankfully, and Rudy as well, but thankfully, Haru and Gale appear to be very much on top of their stealth game, and Ro, of all people, is doing just as well as Deah when it comes to listening for things that are going on, including the sounds of footsteps up above. On a grate that you guys are just below. So, have you found any more sacrifices? No, we haven't found any more. Not recently. I'm trying to keep my nose out the best I can, but results have been limited. If that's the case, then I believe you should get back to work. Two of you recognize one voice there. Sorry, one of you recognized one voice, the other one recognized a different voice. Mercy, that was your sister.
God damn it. I would ask which one, but there's only one left.
There's only one left. Michelle, that was your father.
Michelle.
That's you!
Sorry, Erudite, that was your father.
That does not need to be here. Okay.
Mercy's just gonna very quietly say, "This is a really bad place to be. We need to move quicker." Because those are two people we don't want to have to deal with.
I mean, we're gonna have to deal with them at some point.
Do you want to deal with them while we're in a crowded sewer?
No, not really.
Go, he's sniffing.
Hey, Connor. Hey, Connor.
Yes.
Can I ask you something?
Yes.
I think I can do something weird. You know what prestidigitation lets you do?
It smells.
I'm gonna make sure this smells exactly like a sewer. As much as I can.
Excellent.
Just right when he's getting like a big whiff in.
Starts walking away.
Does it smell like sewer to us too?
Oh yes,
Yes.
I bet. It sucks. I need to mask us as much as possible.
Okay.
Lay back and think of Odella.
At least you aren't the ones making scent-based perceptions.
Yeah.
Granted, olfactory senses are a bit different.
But
so-
still, you got fucking. You just got crop dusted by Mercy.
Man,
I was
Gale,
doing what was
probably
necessary.
not as bad.
Gale's gonna do a thing. Gale's gonna take that scent pouch that he got forever ago
Huh?
from a certain other Fearbulg and hand it over to Rob. Just sniff on that.
Like
It's like poopery.
Yeah. It smells like Gale's home in that case.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of pine and smoke and mountain air.
Rose like using it like, you know, in like TV when people have like asthma and they have like a paper bag and they breathe in the paper bag.
oh, something.
You're gonna have to be careful not to bite too hard, else you'll get like little bits.
Something interesting about the Count. He was fully dead. We fully killed him.
He's fully not dead now.
I know that.
Udi, I hate to tell you this, but dear old dad can bring people back from the dead.
Yeah.
Rudy, I hate to tell you, you were fully dead once.
So is Gale.
Okay, but I'm gonna point.
Not
Here's the thing.
exactly accurate.
Here's the thing between the difference between me and Gale, and
I'm really told.
there was a
Yes.
deal with a demon, and I'm pretty sure that he took dear old dad's soul.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is important to consider. whatever deals that were made with other demons, I'm pretty sure the deal my dad made outranks all of them.
Yeah, probably.
There's no probably.
And
There's a reason we're killing him. We don't
But,
need
like-
that on this planet.
Oh.
But hey, look at
Thick
it
is
this
metal
way.
grate.
Look at it this way, Rudy. You get to kill him again.
I know. I'm very excited about that.
It was really fun for you.
It
And
was.
This time it's gonna stick.
Yes, it is. Gonna
Hopefully.
make sure of that.
Hey, you get to kill your dad. Gil gets to kill Armia.
You get to kill your dad.
And we all get to kill your mom. Well, your the woman who birthed you.
The
I
woman who.
don't-
They're not. Yeah, they're not.
I won't miss this time.
Murder.
Now since there was one of you that rolled a natural 20 on perception, means you get to
Oh.
notice this as you guys are making your way through the sewer tunnels, really not too far away from where you guys were just having your conversation. You notice that there's a smaller pipe that goes off to the side a little bit. It really could not fit any of you. You could maybe squeeze in there
These
very
men are fox
uncomfortably.
form.
Or Haru and Fox. Yes, that's another good one. But you see that inside of this really dark pipe, you just catch a glimpse of this small imp-like form. Just this big smile on his face and these yellow eyes, these jaundiced eyes.
A look of horror on you.
There's it in the pipe, the pipe.
Gil's gonna look.
Life sense?
Yeah, it is. I believe it would technically be alive. It is a fiend.
If it's not undead or a construct, then it is picked up.
Good eye. Not many able to see me.
Oh, I hate this.
It wasn't my choice.
Can we help you, little guy?
I think I can help you. The Count owes my master something.
Yeah, he does.
Hmm.
What was his name? Oh my god, what was this guy's name? It was something with a C.
He
what was
worked
his
for the
name?
Dimidan.
Yeah, but his name started with a C.
Yes, of course I do. He's going by Capra. That's the name he's using.
That's the one.
He moves
So
quite
he
closer
reneged-
to you guys.
He reneged on his deal, I guess, by making a deal with someone else.
He did. He did.
And it's also
He owes us something.
What's
So
he owe?
that's why.
Hmm. So what is your offering, and what is it we need to give you in return?
Information. And his life.
I mean, yeah,
I
we
will
can.
tell you things. And you will kill them both.
I
He
think we
scoots a little
can.
closer.
I think we can do that.
You're already planning on killing him, yeah. So
Good. Maybe this will make it easier.
What you got?
They have a small lab they've been working in.
Mm.
Little abandoned house. Nice big basement. I can't find where it is. It's hidden. Cloaked. Magic circles put up. Getting in the way.
Do you have a rough area?
No. Too many wards. All stopping me.
Is it words around the city, or is it words around whatever it is? Alright.
But you'll find her there. You'll find them. Now,
Goes
will that be enough for you?
Specifically, what are we looking for? Sorry, I really need to take a drink of water.
That sewer airs get to you. That's alright.
Yeah. Which person slab are we looking for?
It's my parent, the Rosenvales.
Do you think your mom's in there right now?
Probably.
I mean, if you give me like a couple minutes to take off my chest plate.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
down in the
Don't
sewer.
do that.
Why?
Let's see.
Words, seal. Eyes everywhere.
Oh.
Be fair, we are like 10 feet from your literal dad.
Holly knows we're here.
Yeah, but if you're like,
That's fair.
Okay. Wait, if you said is there wards, is it just the city or wards around their place?
Whole city.
Everywhere.
Whole city.
So detect
Around the
magic isn't
walls.
gonna work either.
No. Gotta do this the old-fashioned way.
I could.
Could-
I do have flock of familiars. I could send out rats or something, but that's still a lot of ground to cover. But I can see through their eyes for like out to a mile.
If they're visiting this on any level of frequency, simply follow the scent.
Mm-hmm.
That too. Yeah, that's right.
I'd do it if I wouldn't stand out in this environment.
What's a good animal with a good sniffer?
You, friend.
Cat,
Small one.
actually.
No, I'm not very good at smelling.
That's alright.
Like
I was just
like a hyena, maybe.
I was gonna ask your name. Or what name you go by.
Actually, rats do have keen smell. They just
do
have
they?
They just don't have any bonus to perception.
Carp.
Carp.
Good name. Well met.
Carb as in the fish or carb as in the bread?
One thing you should bear in mind.
Mm-hmm.
When the fighting starts,
And he scuttles back a bit more.
they'll run.
He scuttles away and he disappears.
So run.
Mm-hmm.
We need to.
Oh,
prevent-
don't worry. We got that one covered.
Oh God!
I can imagine you're hurting
Your
the
throat
corners.
is not.
I feel fine.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know how I was playing Katma?
Yep.
Oh,
Same.
beautiful. So what do we want to leave here and go after them?
I actually have a... We can amend the plan. Because if we don't take out that lab, it could make it a little bit more difficult for the actual attack itself. We could figure out, as part of figuring out where everything's gonna go, figure out where that is first, as part of finding all of our information. Then maybe that could be the first place we hit. Because I'll be honest, I don't think there's any way that we're sneaking up on Mercy's Deah.
I think I agree with you.
It's going to be an open fight, and if we can take out essentially whatever sort of extra force or whatever it is that he has and just burn the lab to the ground, nothing out of there will get out, and we can make sure that they don't regroup.
Yes, it's important that they don't regroup.
Right. What?
Being very mean.
Sorry.
I don't get it.
The way you said coop did not sound like coop.
What?
Don't worry about it. It's fine.
I'm confused. I don't get it.
It's okay. It's not. That's fine.
So, and Becca, for Deah, I actually think the best animal for it would be cats. Plus 3 to perception and keen smell. Rats and giant rats have keen smell, but no bonus
maybe,
perception.
because I was also looking at a jackal, but
Oh, there's jackals in the city. What the fuck?
Yeah.
hey, it can happen.
That would be fun.
I mean,
I think
bears
they have
also
this-
have it, but
Oh, there's bears in the city. What the fuck?
Yeah, a jackal. There's a bear in the city.
There's a bear in the hospital.
Desert bears. Everyone knows about
Everyone
desert
knows
bears.
about-
Bears.
Everyone knows about desert bears.
We drop bears.
Yeah,
But they're just
drop
bears.
bears.
This is fucking
But yeah,
gross.
I mean,
yeah, jackals and cats both have the same bonus to perception,
Actually,
but jackals
wait a
also have
moment.
keen hearing. And I think they're like savanna, desert, grassland.
they're-
They're in the
There are cats
desert.
everywhere.
Jackals,
Anyone
jackals are in the desert.
vultures also have keen sight and smell. And
Ah.
vultures are very common, especially
yeah.
around places of death.
They do.
They are also desert creatures, in fairness.
What's their CR? Because I
Vultures are 0, giant vultures are 1.
because flock of familiars is a little bit more limiting on what I can summon as opposed to conjure animals.
Yes, Joe.
Say, if we're trying to do like infiltration with your little creatures, much easier for a cat to be like, no, I end up in your house. Because if you looked up and there was a vulture standing there, they're fucking big.
However,
how big is this city, by the way? I'm
It's pretty
assuming-
big. It's a decently sized city. It's not a town by any means, shape, or form. Like, this is a proper city.
It was a cult.
Yeah.
actually, vultures also understand common, so if you're using their senses, any conversations in common
Wait.
you would be able to hear.
Why the fuck?
They understand common, but they can't speak it, and that's because their intelligence is 6. Most beasts have intelligence under 4.
No, the regular vultures just got an intelligence of 2.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but giant vultures.
I
have-
can't. I'm talking about
Like-
flock of familiars. I'm not going to be able to
Okay.
summon a
You
junior
guys
vulture
confuse
with
me for a
that.
second, because the idea of a vulture being like, "Yep, I get what you said."
Oh god.
Really fucking
Yeah.
weird.
Giant vultures,
Well, it's
they do
kinda
understand
like-
common.
It's kind of like the entire group of like corvids.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
Are they not? Are they
understand.
corvid? I thought they were
I don't,
like.
I don't know
They're
if they
not.
are. I just know
Yeah,
I'm
they're
comparing
corvid.
them to
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh.
like in real
So-
life.
Oh, yes, Jolly.
No, I yawned.
Oh.
That's what happened.
So, cats
Okay.
or vultures, dear?
Um, let's do cats because I do like Jill's suggestion. Even though
How many cats do you summon?
Well, I'm using Flock of Familiars, and it is a 1-minute casting time, just FYI, so we'd have to stay there for a sec. And I think it summons 3. Yeah, 3, and they would technically be celestial, but they look so unless you are like detecting celestials, they would just look like a cat. Yeah.
Okay.
And just send them out.
Okay.
Try to
So
find it by
you-
smell.
How many you summon? 3?
Yeah, and
Okay.
I'll split them around, and they'll kind of go in a mile radius because that's the limit of
The
where
telepathy.
I can
I get
go in between them.
I get it. So you, Deah, you stop for a minute. And you summon forth these 3 familiars, these 3 cats, and you see these 3 cats appear. One appears to be a calico, one's a tortoiseshell, and the other one looks to be a pretty standard brown with like the black striped tabby house cat, kind of long furred, and they all look up and you go.
Shut up! Shut up!
Yes, Joe.
Houdini cameo.
Houdini cameo
We already had Houdini. Remember
She's back.
and Tom cameo.
Tom cameo. Houdini cameo. My babies are in the game. If you send them to their death.
They're familiars.
on
They're
you.
okay. If
Yeah,
they die,
you're
they
right,
just
I-
go back
I
to-
apologize. The one that isn't Tom or Houdini is a black and white cat with a little face marking on their head.
Mm-hmm.
Does it have giant fucking ears?
Yes,
It has
gigantic.
gigantic goblin ears. Yes.
No, they'll
That
be
one
okay.
you can send to your death.
Yeah.
It's death because it won't know any better anyway.
Oh.
And all three of them look up to you and go.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! You should go find the thing that smells like the thing that was just here.
Oh dear.
How do they have her hairballs already? They just got here. Where did you eat? Where did I summon from you, and where did you eat there?
Coughs up. The brown one, Tom. It coughs up a big like a bone.
Okay, just go. We're looking for a hidden lab.
Oh, there's the kitty.
Ah, Houdini.
Coughs up bone, proceeds to lick itself, going.
Yes. Oh, Houdini's so cute.
Very hard to do this, isn't it?
Houdini, baby.
All right. So you guys, Becca, you and the rest of your team just kind of lift these cats up to the grates and have them just kind of push them through because they're cats. They'll manage, and they just kind of just scoot off, and they begin to look around the city for the lab of Countess Adoc Rosenvale and her husband, Count Rowan Rosenvale, who have been confirmed to still be alive, and have a nice little imp friend who is trying to take back what is theirs. And with that said, thank you everybody for being here. We're going to end the stream there. Thank you very much to Kelly, who popped by in the chat. It's very cool to have you here. And to everybody else, the folks who showed up. Thanks to the folks who were chatting. Thanks to the folks who were lurking. We appreciate having you guys here no matter what. If you enjoy what we do, pop by on Tuesdays if you want to see some smaller group games, some Wednesdays if you want to see me playing horror, Fridays for a larger group game, and Saturdays is when we have our regularly hosted Dungeons & Dragons. You can find us on Twitter, you can find us here on Twitch, and you can find us on Discord if you'd like. I'd like to give a very special thank you to all of my players. Thank you for being here, and thank you for making my world that much more interesting, as without you all, it would not be the same. But with that said, say goodbye, stream.
Bye,
Bye.
stream.